Welcome, curious minds and sleepy thinkers. You've found a soft place to land tonight, where the questions are vast and the pace is slow enough not to jolt you out of your pillow cocoon. Breathe in the quiet of this moment as the world outside fades into the background. Let the gentle hum of your own curiosity be the only sound you hear. Tonight we are going to tiptoe into one of the most mysterious questions ever asked. Could it be that beneath the many layers of our planet's long history, something else lies hidden? The whispers of a time before our own, a civilization lost to the deep currents of geology and time older than humanity itself. We are not seeking firm answers, but simply allowing our imagination to drift through a forgotten galaxy of what-ifs. But don't worry, we'll take it slow. This is not a race through ancient equations or a frantic scramble for undiscovered relics. It's more like floating through a river of ideas, letting the current of a great mystery carry us gently along with the soft glow of a lamp beside us. We will honor the known facts while still making space for the beauty of the unknown, for the silence that holds as much truth as the sound. Let us begin by floating into the idea of a lost world. The very phrase feels like a secret, a forgotten melody. We live our lives, build our cities and tell our stories, believing we are at the center of a timeline that stretches back only a few thousand years. We look to the rise of great empires in the Nile Valley, the Fertile Crescent of Mesopotamia, and the Indus Valley as the dawn of what we call civilization. But our planet, this silent, swirling marble of blue and green, has been turning for so much longer. So we must ask ourselves, in this vast ancient ocean of time, are we truly the first little island of complexity to emerge from the waves? What if there were others who rose and fell, leaving nothing but the faintest echoes in the deep rock? Let's begin by defining the terms of our journey. What does it even mean to be a civilization? We think of cities, of course, a congregation of human life, packed together, a great stone flower blooming in the desert. But a city is more than just many houses. It is a testament to an organized mind, a shared dream made solid. These urban centers, as the scientists would call them, are where we find the first hints of monumental architecture, the temples that reach for the sky, the palaces that house our leaders, the public buildings that bind us together. These structures are not just shelters. They are stories told in stone, showcasing advanced construction and the deep social bonds required to build them. To create something so vast, so permanent, a society must first learn to organize itself like a single body with many parts working in harmony. Now let us turn our gaze from the great buildings to the people who built them. The hallmark of a true civilization. A great river that branches into many streams is the presence of social stratification. This is the moment when a society ceases to be a simple circle of equals and begins to arrange itself into layers, into distinct classes and hierarchies. This shift is not necessarily a bad thing. It allows for something beautiful and intricate to emerge: specialized labor. Individuals are no longer just farmers or hunters, but weavers, potters, priests, scribes, and artisans. They focus on a single task, perfecting it until their hands become a living tool. The simple act of moving beyond subsistence, farming, of having enough surplus to allow for this kind of creative specialization, is a quiet miracle, a gentle turning point in the story of any people. And what good is a society? What good is a beautiful, complex thought if it cannot be passed on? Here we find the next great river flowing from the source of civilization writing systems. These are not just scratches on clay or marks on paper. They are the preservation of knowledge, the memory of a society given form. With a written language, a culture can speak to its future, its thoughts echoing across generations. It's a way to record the victories and the failures, to preserve stories and beliefs, to track trade and count the stars. The invention of writing is like bottling the very essence of a culture so that its flavor can be tasted by all who come after. It allows a society to grow larger, to become more interconnected and complex than it could ever be through oral tradition alone. As we continue to float down this river of ideas, we notice another current swirling beneath the surface: the economy. A civilization, much like a living organism, needs to feed itself to exchange nutrients and energy with the world around it. This is done through sophisticated economic systems, which include trade networks that stretch far beyond the local region. A civilization doesn't just grow what it needs, it creates things of beauty and utility that it can trade for other things it desires. It might develop standardized forms of currency, like smooth, precious pebbles, or carved metal to make these exchanges more fluid. The threads of trade, stretching from one settlement to another, create a great tapestry of connection, weaving distant peoples and ideas together in a silent, continuous dance. And what of the soul of a civilization? What gives it purpose and meaning beyond the mundane tasks of survival? This is where we find the complex religious or belief systems, which are often deeply intertwined with the political power structures. These beliefs are the quiet foundation, the shared sky under which all else is built. They provide a framework for morality, for understanding the natural world, and for a sense of belonging to something greater than oneself. The stories of gods and spirits of creation and destruction are the cultural myths that unite a people and give their lives a deeper resonance. They are the stories a mother tells her child under the starlight, the rituals that bind a community together, and the reason monumental temples are built to honor something that cannot be seen but can only be felt. Finally, we come to the practical heart of a civilization, the very engine that allows all the other parts to function. These are the technological advancements, particularly in agriculture and resource management. Think of the quiet ingenuity of an irrigation system, a clever network of channels and ditches that brings water to the dry land. Or the development of food storage methods like great clay jars or underground granaries that protect a community against famine. These are the unsung heroes of civilization. They are the ability to exploit and process natural resources on a large scale, the knowledge of how to turn stone into tools, how to weave fibers into cloth, how to make metal from ore. All these elements, when combined, create societies that are more complex and interconnected, and they are the quiet, steady breath of a civilization, allowing it to live and grow. Now, with this gentle understanding of what a civilization might be, let us turn our gaze to the history of our own. The story we tell ourselves is a familiar one. It stretches back approximately 12,000 years, a period known as the Holocene epoch. This period is a soft, quiet turning of the page beginning at the end of the last ice age. The great glaciers, like sleeping giants, began to recede, and the world began to warm and bloom again. It was a time of immense change, and our ancestors, who had been nomadic hunter-gatherers for so long, began to settle down. Imagine the quiet joy of that shift. A people who had spent their lives following the animals and the seasons, living in temporary shelters, suddenly found a place to call home. They learned to tame the wild grasses, to plant seeds, and to wait for the harvest. This transition to settled agricultural communities was not a sudden burst of brilliance, but a slow, patient unfolding. It was a moment when we began to see ourselves not just as wanderers on the land, but as caretakers of it. This new way of life led to the earliest known cities, which emerged around 10,000 years ago in regions like Mesopotamia, the land between the two great rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. Think of the quiet pride in building a permanent home and watching the seasons turn from a fixed point on the earth. These early urban centers, with names that echo through time like Jericho and Çatalhöyük, represent the very beginnings of our complex societies. In these places, we find the first clear signs of specialized labor, where not everyone had to be a farmer. We see the emergence of social hierarchies where some people took on the role of leader or spiritual guide, and we find the first organized religions, a shared sense of the sacred that bound these communities together. It was a beautiful, fumbling start, a first hesitant step into a new kind of life. As we drift forward in time, we see the slow rise of great ancient civilizations, like those in Egypt, with their river of life and monumental tombs, in India, with its complex philosophy and urban planning, and in China, with its long continuous history and deep traditions. These societies built upon the foundations laid by their predecessors, developing sophisticated writing systems that could record not just trade, but poetry and monumental architecture that could reach for the gods. The invention of writing around 5,000 years ago feels like a single candle being lit in a great dark room. It allowed for the recording and transmission of knowledge across generations, a slow accumulation of wisdom that created a new kind of human being. But let us pause here and remember the scale of time. It's easy to get lost in the last 12,000 years, to see it as an eternity. But when we place it against the full timeline of our species, Homo sapiens, it's a tiny, beautiful flicker of a candle. Our species has been around for roughly 300,000 years. That's a vast, incomprehensible expanse of time, a long, quiet river of human existence. For most of that time, our ancestors were hunter-gatherers, living in harmony with the land, moving with the seasons, and leaving behind only the faintest whispers of their existence. So the story of human civilization, the one we so often put at the very beginning of our timeline, is actually a very, very recent chapter. It is the end of a long book, a last hurried paragraph written on the final page, and this is where our gentle journey truly begins. This vast, silent period before the dawn of our own civilization holds a great, beautiful mystery. What if in those hundreds of thousands of years before, we settled down another story unfolded, a story that was swallowed whole by the deep, hungry silence of time? What if our species wasn't the first, but simply the latest, to find its way to this particular moment of complexity? It's a question that humbles us, that makes our own achievements feel both grand and fleeting, like a beautiful sandcastle at the edge of a tide that has been rising and falling for an eternity. This is the beauty of the mystery, the gentle hand that guides us toward a deeper sense of wonder. The history we know is so rich, so full of stories and people and ideas that it is hard to imagine there could be anything more. But our planet has been spinning for billions of years, a silent witness to a drama far grander and more epic than we can possibly know. And perhaps, just perhaps, if we listen very closely to the quiet between the known facts, we can hear the faintest echoes of a forgotten song. A song that tells of worlds we can barely imagine, civilizations built not on stone, but on other materials that have long since turned to dust. Worlds that knew the stars and the seasons in a way we have forgotten, and whose memories are now part of the very soil we walk on. It's a humbling thought, a gentle invitation to see ourselves as just one small part of a much larger, more mysterious story. It asks us to hold our certainties lightly, like a handful of dust in a soft wind, and to make room in our minds and our hearts for the beautiful possibility of the unknown. So let us drift with this thought for a moment, letting it settle into our consciousness like a falling leaf. The known history of humanity is a single beautiful tree in a vast primeval forest. We know its roots and its branches, and we marvel at its fruit. But what of the other trees in that forest? The ones that have long since turned to fertile soil, nourishing our own growth? What of the stories they held, the secrets they guarded? We may never know the answers, and perhaps that is the most beautiful part of all. The quiet space that remains, the silence between the words, is a canvas for our wonder, a soft invitation to simply be in a state of not knowings and to find a kind of peace there. The planet itself, a great library of memory, holds clues that defy our easy explanations. These are the strange artifacts, the baffling structures that seem to be out of place in their time, like a lost book in a foreign language. They are the little pinpricks of light in the vast darkness of our historical record. The clues that hint at beings who walked here long before us, leaving behind a subtle trail of breadcrumbs for those with the patience to look. Scientists, Those diligent readers of the planet's great book confront this evidence with a mixture of skepticism and awe. They are like detectives trying to read a story with many missing pages, and sometimes they find a page that simply doesn't fit a clue that rearranges the entire narrative. A discovery that forces them to rewrite our history piece by astonishing piece. It's a slow, painstaking process, like trying to assemble a puzzle where some of the pieces are made of starlight and others are made of dust. But with each new piece, the picture becomes a little clearer and the mystery a little deeper. Could an ancient civilization erased by some great catastrophe still whisper to us through stone and soil? The idea is as old as the hills themselves. We see the geometric patterns, the perfect lines, the echoes of a purpose that seems too great for the tools we believe were available. We see a silent, continuous dialogue between our species and the planet's history, a conversation where one side is speaking in a language of forgotten technology, and the other is just beginning to learn how to listen. And maybe in the quiet of this night, we can open our minds just a little to the possibility that Earth's true history is darker and more wondrous than we ever imagined. Perhaps we are not the protagonists of the story, but simply a new character arriving on a stage that has already seen many great and terrible dramas unfold. Maybe the true history of our world is a cycle, a great slow breathing in and out of life, rising to a crescendo, and then falling back into a deep, silent sleep. The thought is both humbling and beautiful. It makes us feel both small and a part of something immeasurably grand. It's a quiet reminder that we are all, every one of us, made of stardust, and our stories are just one tiny shining thread in a vast ancient tapestry. So let us rest with this thought as the stars begin to come out in the night sky. Let the great questions wash over us, not as a source of anxiety, but as a gentle lullaby. We do not need to solve the mystery tonight. We simply need to make space for it in our hearts, to hold the unknown with the same tenderness that we hold the known, and to find peace in the quiet wonder of a world that is far, far older than we ever thought possible. Sleep now and dream of the stories hidden beneath our feet. Let us now gently turn the page of our quiet story, moving from the grand sweep of time to the quieter, more intimate act of discovery. If a civilization vast and intricate once graced this earth before us, how would we, the curious minds of today, ever truly know? How would it whisper its forgotten tale across the immense gulf of ages? The answer, in part, lies in the patient, meticulous work of those who listen to the Earth's silent language, the archaeologists. They are like quiet readers in a library with crumbling books seeking the faintest words that remain. Archaeologists rely on a symphony of subtle clues, a collection of whispers carried on the winds of time to piece together the puzzles of ancient lives. One of the most important of these whispers, a deep resonant hum that speaks volumes, is the presence of architectural remains. Imagine the foundational stones of a simple dwelling, a quiet echo of a home long gone, or picture the majestic remnants of monumental structures like temples reaching for a forgotten sky, or palaces where power once resided, or fortifications that stood guard against vanished threats. These are not merely piles of stones. They are the solidified intentions of a people, their dreams and fears given form. The very scale and complexity of these buildings speak volumes. They tell us about the society's level of technological advancement, the cleverness of their hands, and the sophistication of their social organization. The quiet dance of many individuals working as one. Each crumbled wall, each forgotten archway is a silent poem waiting to be read. Beyond the grand structures, we find the more intimate details, the tiny sparks of human existence that defy the erosion of time. These are the artifacts, the objects made or modified by human hands, each one a miniature capsule of a bygone era. Think of a sharpened tool bearing the silent memory of a long-ago task, or a weapon hinting at ancient conflicts or the hunt for survival. Imagine the fragments of pottery, each shard a piece of a domestic story, or the glimmer of long-lost jewelry whispering tales of beauty and adornment. Even artwork, whether painted on cave walls or carved into stone, offers a glimpse into the creative soul of a people. The very materials used, the delicate craftsmanship involved, the unique styles employed. All of these are like tiny luminous stars guiding us through the darkness of time. They offer invaluable insights into the civilization's technological capabilities. The extent of its trade networks stretching like invisible threads across vast landscapes, and the deeply personal nuances of its cultural practices, the quiet rituals and shared beliefs that shaped their daily lives. Sometimes, if we are truly fortunate, the past speaks to us not in whispers, but in a clear, resonant voice. This happens when we discover written records. These are like messages in a bottle cast into the ocean of time, waiting for a curious hand to retrieve them. They can take many forms: inscriptions carved into enduring stone, tiny words etched onto clay tablets that fit in the palm of your hand, delicate papyrus scrolls that once held grand narratives, or other durable materials that defied the slow decay of centuries. Such records are invaluable treasures, for they often provide direct information about a society's language, its most intimate voice, its beliefs, the very fabric of its soul, its political systems, the silent rules by which it governed itself, and its historical events, the great dramas and quiet moments that shaped its destiny. To read these ancient words is to step, however briefly, into the very thoughts of those who walked before us, to hear their whispers across the ages. But a civilization is more than just its buildings and its words. It is also the hum of daily life, the rhythm of its sustenance. So archaeologists also peer into the silent echoes of food production and consumption. This involves searching for the quiet tools of agriculture, the simple hoes and plows that tilled forgotten soils. It means examining the intricate designs of irrigation systems, the silent arteries that brought life-giving water to thirsty lands. We look for the remnants of food storage facilities, the deep pits or cool cellars that held the promise of tomorrow's meals. And we study the animal bones left behind, each one a fragment of an ancient feast or a story of domestication. The types of crops grown and the animals raised are like tiny windows into the past, revealing much about the ancient climate, the unique environment in which they lived, and the subtle dietary habits that shaped their bodies and their lives. Additionally, the presence of trade goods from distant regions, a shimmering shell from a far-off shore, a gleaming obsidian blade from a mountain many days' journey away, can indicate the vast extent of a civilization's economic and cultural connections with other societies, the invisible threads that bound them to a wider world. Now a subtle challenge arises, like a mist that can obscure our vision. How do we, with our modern eyes, distinguish between a natural formation and a potential sign of intelligent design? Imagine a rock shaped like a colossal face, carved by the patient winds and rains over eons. Is it merely a caprice of nature or a forgotten sculpture? This requires careful observation and a quiet analytical mind. Scientists employ several key principles when examining structures or phenomena to determine their origin, like seasoned detectives, sifting through ambiguous clues. One crucial factor: a steady compass guiding our search is complexity coupled with specificity. Natural processes, like the steady hand of erosion or the slow dance of geological forces, can indeed create intricate patterns. Think of the swirling beauty of a seashell or the perfect geometry of a snowflake. But these often display a degree of randomness, a beautiful, chaotic repetition. In contrast, signs of intelligent design might exhibit precise, non-random arrangements that serve a clear purpose, like words arranged to form a sentence. For instance, the hexagonal shape of honeycomb cells is a marvel of natural efficiency, a result of the silent wisdom of a bee colony. But the precisely arranged stones of ancient monuments, meticulously cut and fitted, point to a deliberate construction, a conscious will guiding the placement of each block. This difference is like the distinction between a random scattering of pebbles on a beach and a meticulously arranged pattern designed to convey a message. Another important aspect: a gentle whisper of insight, is the presence of recognizable components or technology. Natural formations typically consist of materials found in their immediate environment, shaped by forces like the patient, grinding hand of erosion or the deep, slow processes of geological change. A mountain is made of the rock of its region, sculpted by wind and water. Potential artifacts of intelligent design, however, might incorporate elements that appear out of place, like a piece of polished metal found deep within a primeval forest, or they might demonstrate a level of engineering beyond natural occurrences, like a precisely drilled hole in a stone that no natural process could have created. This is where our modern understanding of physics and engineering becomes a gentle lens, helping us to see what nature alone could not accomplish. And finally, context plays a significant role, like the quiet frame around a painting that gives meaning to the image. Scientists consider the surrounding environment and the likelihood of natural processes creating the observed formation. Is it probable that a perfectly square opening appeared naturally in a remote cave, or does it hint at a deliberate hand? They look for subtle signs, the faint whisper of tool marks on a stone, the quiet elegance of symmetry in a pattern or arrangements that are inconsistent with known natural phenomena in the area. This approach helps researchers avoid mistaking unusual, but ultimately natural formations for signs of intelligence, while remaining gently open to the possibility of artificial structures in unexpected places, like a silent invitation to wonder what else might be hidden from our easy view. Let us now turn our gaze from the tangible echoes in stone and soil to the less corporeal, yet equally profound echoes found in the human spirit itself, mythology. These ancient stories and legends, woven like intricate tapestries by the collective imagination of our ancestors, serve as a crucial window into their beliefs, their values, and their very worldviews. They are not merely tales of gods and monsters. They are the earliest attempts of humanity to make sense of the vast, mysterious universe around them, to interpret the phenomena they could not yet explain scientifically. Imagine a crack of thunder, a flash of lightning. To modern ears, it is electricity. To ancient minds, it might have been the hammer of a god. Mythology is the language they used to speak of the unspeakable, to grasp the intangible. Ancient myths often reflect, like a still pool reflecting the sky, the social structures, cultural norms, and ethical standards of the societies that created them. They reveal in their vivid narratives how people viewed their relationship with nature, the powerful silent force that sustained or challenged them, with the divine, the unseen hand that guided their destinies, and with each other, the intricate web of human connection. For example, the myriad creation myths from various cultures, each a unique seed from which a world sprouts, offer glimpses into how different societies conceptualized the origins of the universe and humanity's place within its grand design. Some speak of gods molding humanity from clay like a potter at their wheel. Others tell of a cosmic egg from which all life bursts forth. Each story is a unique melody, yet they all sing of the profound human need to understand where we come from. But mythology is more than just a mirror of beliefs. It is also a quiet, stylized preserver of historical events and cultural practices. While not always factually accurate in the way a historian might record a date, these stories can contain kernels of truth about real events, echoes of people who once lived, or the faint geographical memory of places that once stood. Think of the great flood myths that echo across countless cultures, like a shared dream of a world submerged. Archaeologists and historians often use these myths as starting points for their investigations, like a treasure map with symbols instead of coordinates, leading to discoveries that astonishingly corroborate elements of these ancient narratives. The quiet hum of an old legend sometimes leads to the undeniable reality of an excavated city. Furthermore, the gentle flowing river of mythology has influenced art, literature, and philosophy throughout history, shaping cultural identities and continuing to resonate in modern times. From the epic poems of Greece to the profound wisdom of Eastern fables, these stories are the wellsprings from which much of our creative expression flows. By studying these enduring narratives, these timeless whispers from the past, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complex tapestry of human thought and imagination that has evolved over millennia. They remind us that the human spirit, with its boundless capacity for storytelling, is itself a force of creation, weaving meaning into the very fabric of our existence. Now let us turn our attention to the way these deep currents of ancient thought have been interpreted, sometimes wildly, sometimes beautifully, by the flowing river of pop culture and science fiction. These modern narratives have significantly shaped public imagination about pre-human civilizations, often blending the delicate threads of fact with the vibrant hues of fantasy. Movies, books, and television shows have popularized captivating ideas like the legendary sunken city of Atlantis, or the thrilling notion of extraterrestrial visitors influencing early human development. These fictional portrayals, like a shimmering mirage, have sometimes led to misconceptions about actual archaeological findings and historical evidence, blurring the lines between what we know and what we dream. Science fiction in particular, like a restless wind, has fueled speculation about highly advanced prehistoric societies, often imagining them possessing technology far beyond their time, like an anachronistic gleam in the ancient dust. This has occasionally resulted in pseudoscientific theories, gaining traction, spreading like wildfire through eager minds. Think of the persistent notion that the pyramids were built by aliens, or the captivating idea that ancient cultures had access to electricity or advanced flight long before our own scientific revolution. These are compelling stories, to be sure, but they often rest on the slender reed of speculation rather than the solid ground of evidence. However, even these creative interpretations, like a sudden rain shower, have had an unexpected and beautiful effect. They have sparked genuine interest in archaeology and ancient history among the general public. This increased curiosity, like a gentle spreading light, has led to greater support for scientific research and exploration, even if the initial spark was based on fictional premises. Many people, drawn in by the allure of a grand hidden past, have been inspired to learn more about actual ancient civilizations after being introduced to the topic through entertainment media. It's a testament to the power of a good story, even a fictional one, to open doors to real knowledge. While these influences can sometimes, like a murky current, muddy the waters of historical understanding, they have also, like a clear spring, encouraged scientists to communicate their findings more effectively to the public. Archaeologists and historians now often engage directly with popular media, using its reach to dispel myths and share accurate information about pre-human societies. This engagement is a crucial bridge, helping to span the gap between rigorous scientific knowledge and public perception, slowly but surely bringing clarity to the ancient past and inviting more minds to join the quiet, patient work of discovery. It's a gentle dance between the known and the imagined, ensuring that while we dream of hidden worlds, we also honor the beautiful, tangible truths that the earth so patiently reveals to us. Let us now allow our thoughts to drift deeper into the realm of profound possibility, to consider the captivating whispers of theories that suggest life, perhaps even advanced life, has had many acts upon the grand stage of Earth. Several fascinating theories propose the existence of advanced civilizations that may have predated humans on Earth, like ancient forgotten dreams that linger in the planet's deep memory. These are not settled facts, but rather beautiful invitations to wonder, to stretch our imaginations beyond the familiar narratives. One such theory, a truly thought-provoking idea, suggests the possibility of a technologically advanced society existing millions of years ago. It's a concept often referred to as the Silurian hypothesis. Imagine a long time before the first stirrings of anything resembling humanity. Could an industrial civilization, with its hum of machinery and its intricate networks, have risen and then fallen, leaving little to no trace, simply because of the vast, unimaginable passage of time? Think of a sandcastle on a beach, perfectly formed and grand. Give it 1,000,000 years, 1,000,000,000 years. The tides will erase it, the winds will scatter its grains, and new layers of sand will build up, burying even the faintest echo. This hypothesis gently pushes us to consider that Earth's ancient history is far deeper and more layered than we commonly perceive a book with many, many chapters that have been slowly, patiently erased. The rocks themselves are like silent archives, but time is a relentless editor, and very little is preserved from such deep ancient eras. What if their structures crumbled, their metals rusted into dust, and even their plastic waste, if they had any biodegraded into oblivion, leaving only the faintest chemical signatures, perhaps indistinguishable from natural geological processes? It's a humbling thought, making our own brief technological flourish seem both significant and utterly ephemeral in the cosmic dance of time. Another intriguing idea, a shimmering distant possibility, is the potential for ancient astronauts or extraterrestrial visitors influencing early human development. This theory, often woven into the fabric of science fiction and captured in our popular imagination, suggests that beings from beyond our world might have touched down on Earth long, long ago. Proponents of this theory, like stargazers, seeing patterns in the night sky, point to unexplained archaeological findings, the precise carvings that seem too intricate, the massive stones moved with impossible ease, and to similarities in ancient cultures worldwide that feel too coincidental. Could these be the subtle fingerprints of otherworldly intervention? Imagine early humans witnessing beings descend from the sky in strange craft, performing acts that seemed miraculous, offering knowledge that felt divine. While this idea lacks scientific consensus, meaning it hasn't gathered the widespread agreement of the scientific community, who require very strong evidence, it continues to captivate the imagination of many. It's a testament to our enduring human desire to look beyond our own species for answers, to wonder if the universe has always been a more populated and interconnected place than we commonly believe. This theory, while speculative, reminds us that the vastness of the cosmos holds endless possibilities, and that our understanding of life's journey might only be one small piece of a much larger, grander puzzle. And then there's a theory that pulls our gaze back to our own planet, a quiet, melancholic thought. The possibility of advanced prehistoric human civilizations that were wiped out by cataclysmic events. Imagine a time before the last great ice age, a world that was lush and teeming with life, perhaps even home to a sophisticated society. This hypothesis of a lost civilization, sometimes associated with the mythical Atlantis, has inspired countless archaeological expeditions and scientific debates. Picture a grand civilization, perhaps, with technologies we can only dream of, built upon a fertile land. And then a sudden devastating shift, a massive flood, a meteor impact, a seismic upheaval that consumes it whole, leaving no survivors and barely a trace. The evidence for such civilizations remains elusive, like trying to catch mist in your hands. But the very concept of a technologically sophisticated society existing thousands of years earlier than currently accepted challenges our understanding of human history. It forces us to ask, what if the story we know is incomplete? These theories, while controversial and debated among scientists, gently prompt us to question our assumptions about the past and to consider the potential for undiscovered chapters in Earth's long, long history. They remind us that our planet's story is vast and complex, a narrative with many secrets yet to be uncovered, and that humility in the face of such profound uncertainty is perhaps the most beautiful stance of all. To truly understand the immensity of these possibilities, we must first try to grasp the vast, almost incomprehensible tapestry of Earth's geological history. Our beloved blue planet, this silent orbiting home, formed approximately 4.5 billion years ago. It's a number so large it loses meaning, like trying to count every grain of sand on every beach. This age has been carefully determined through various scientific methods, like a detective piecing together clues from an ancient crime scene, most notably through radiometric dating of ancient rocks and meteorites. Imagine these rocks as tiny atomic clocks slowly ticking away since their formation, their internal components decaying at a precise, measurable rate. By reading these clocks, scientists can tell us when they were born. As our solar system slowly coalesced from a vast, swirling cloud of gas and dust, a cosmic nursery slowly bringing forth new worlds, Earth gradually took shape through a process called accretion, like a snowball slowly growing larger by gathering more and more material over immense spans of time. The young Earth in those unimaginably distant epochs was a very different place from the serene world we know today. It was a molten, inhospitable sphere like a furious glowing ember, constantly bombarded by asteroids and comets, a cosmic shooting gallery of immense proportions. Over millions of years, this fiery orb began to cool slowly, patiently, like a cooling forge, gradually developing a solid crust. The oldest rocks found on Earth's surface, these ancient witnesses to our planet's fiery youth, are nearly 4 billion years old, providing tangible evidence of our planet's ancient origins. Scientists continued to refine their understanding of Earth's age through ongoing research and improved dating techniques, like an artist slowly adding more detail to a masterpiece. The 4.5 billion year figure represents our current best estimate, a gentle truth, based on a wealth of geological and astronomical evidence. This vast timescale, this deep river of time, serves as a quiet, profound foundation for understanding the long and complex history of our planet's evolution, a story whispered not in words, but in the very silent language of stone. Earth's history in its magnificent, sprawling narrative is divided into distinct geological periods, each one like a new chapter in an ancient book, marking significant changes in our planet's development. The story begins not with a flourish, but with the quiet, vast expanse of the Precambrian eon, covering roughly 90% of Earth's entire history. This is the deep, dark ocean of time, stretching from Earth's fiery birth to the very threshold of complex life. During this immeasurable era, the planet slowly cooled, the first continents, like slow-moving rafts, began to form, and the first simple life, mere whispers of biological existence, gently emerged from the primordial soup. It was a time of quiet, fundamental transformations, laying the groundwork for all that was to follow. Following the immense Precambrian, we enter the Paleozoic era, a time marked by a spectacular explosion of complex life forms, like a sudden burst of vibrant color in a monochromatic world. This period includes the Cambrian explosion, a truly astonishing epoch when most major animal groups with their diverse body plans suddenly appeared in the fossil record, as if life had suddenly decided to experiment with every possible form. The Paleozoic also encompasses the Carboniferous period, known for its lush primeval forests that over countless eons would slowly transform into the vast coal deposits that fuel our modern world. Silent echoes of ancient, sun-drenched ecosystems. But like all stories, this one had its dramatic conclusion. The Paleozoic ended with the devastating Permian-Triassic extinction event, often tragically known as the Great Dying, which wiped out an astonishing proportion of species on Earth, a quiet, sweeping reset button for life's intricate dance. The Mesozoic era followed a time forever famously known as the Age of Dinosaurs. This era, stretching across the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods, saw the magnificent rise and eventual fall of these iconic creatures like colossal rulers presiding over a vast green kingdom. But it was not just the dinosaurs. This era also witnessed the quiet emergence of early mammals, tiny scurrying creatures that would one day inherit the earth, and the beautiful blossoming of flowering plants adding new colors and fragrances to the ancient landscapes. The Mesozoic, too, concluded with another mass extinction event, a cataclysmic moment that with chilling efficiency eliminated the dinosaurs, paving the way for a new chapter in life's long saga. Our current era, the Cenozoic, began about 66 million years ago, a mere blink of an eye in geological terms. It is the age of mammals, a time of diversification and adaptation that saw our own lineage, the graceful evolution of humans, slowly unfold. This era includes the Paleogene, Neogene, and Quaternary periods, and it is in the Quaternary period, the very time we inhabit now, that we see the profound impact of ice ages, vast sheets of frozen water advancing and retreating across the continents, and the dramatic rise of human civilization. This ongoing story gently showcases how geological processes, the deep, slow breathing of the planet, continue to shape our world, influencing every life, every moment, every breath we take. As we ponder these vast geological stretches, it is humbling to consider the quiet, continuous dance of Earth's continents. They have undergone a remarkable journey over millions of years, constantly shifting and rearranging themselves across the planet's surface like pieces of a cosmic jigsaw puzzle, slowly, relentlessly moving. This process, the majestic engine of plate tectonics, has dramatically altered the very face of our world, shaping mountain ranges, ocean basins, and the climates that have guided life. Imagine, if you will, a time around 250 million years ago. All of Earth's landmasses, like scattered leaves gathered by a gentle breeze, were joined together in a single colossal supercontinent called Pangaea. This immense landmass, a silent, solitary giant, began its slow, inevitable breakup about 200 million years ago, gently splitting first into two larger continents, Laurasia in the north and Gondwana in the south. These were the first great cracks in the ancient unity, the first whispers of the world we know today. As time progressed, these continents, like icebergs slowly drifting apart, continued to fragment and drift. Gondwana, the southern giant, quietly split into what would eventually become Africa, South America, Australia, Antarctica, and India, each a new landmass setting out on its own long voyage. Laurasia, the northern counterpart, broke apart into North America and Eurasia. The movement of these immense continental plates was agonizingly slow, almost imperceptible on a human timescale, yet relentlessly powerful. Driven by the deep churning convection currents in Earth's molten mantle, like a hidden engine beneath the surface, this continental dance continues today, a quiet, ceaseless ballet. North America is gently moving away from Europe, slowly widening the Atlantic Ocean by about 2.5 centimeters each year, a tiny, almost imperceptible stretch. Meanwhile, India, a relentless traveler, is slowly colliding with Asia, its immense pressure pushing up the magnificent Himalayan mountains, a living testament to the power of these geological forces. These ongoing movements shape our planet's geography, creating new landscapes and slowly, patiently erasing others, and they will continue to do so far into the future, long after our own brief moment on this planet has passed into the quiet memory of stone. Now, let us embark on a journey even deeper into Earth's ancient past, a quest to find the very first whispers of life, the earliest, simplest expressions of existence on our planet. The search for Earth's earliest life forms takes us on a journey deep into our planet's distant past, to a time when the world was harsh and raw, yet held the promise of vibrant complexity. Scientists, like patient prospectors, have uncovered fascinating evidence of ancient microorganisms in rocks dating back nearly 4 billion years. These microscopic fossils, tiny ghosts of ancient life known as microfossils, provide tantalizing clues about the emergence of life on our young, still-forming planet. They are the faintest scratches in the rock, yet they hold an entire universe of meaning. One of the most significant discoveries, a true beacon in this ancient darkness, comes from the Nouveau-Guituk Greenstone Belt in Quebec, Canada. Here, researchers found tiny filaments and tubes embedded in rocks estimated to be between 3.7 and 4.2 billion years old. These minuscule structures, like delicate threads woven into the fabric of time, closely resemble those created by bacteria living near hydrothermal vents in the deep ocean today. This uncanny resemblance gently suggests that similar life forms drawing energy from the Earth's internal heat rather than the sun may have existed in Earth's primordial seas, clinging to existence in the dark, warm depths. Another crucial piece of evidence, like a silent layered diary, lies in ancient stromatolites found in Western Australia. These layered rock formations, some dating back an astonishing 3.5 billion years, are believed to have been created by photosynthetic microorganisms. Imagine tiny communities of microbes, living in shallow waters, slowly building up layer upon layer of sediment as they harnessed the sun's energy. The very presence of these structures indicates that life had not only emerged, but had already evolved the astonishing ability to harness sunlight for energy, a quiet revolution that would forever change the course of our planet's destiny, filling the ancient oceans with the slow, patient breath of oxygen. And the story continues written in the very chemistry of the rocks themselves. Chemical signatures in ancient rocks also provide compelling evidence for early life. Scientists have detected specific carbon isotope ratios in graphite from Greenland, dated to 3.7 billion years ago, that are characteristic of biological processes. This subtle, almost imperceptible chemical fingerprint suggests that life, even in its simplest forms, was already influencing Earth's carbon cycle at this incredibly early stage, leaving its indelible mark in the deep, silent geological record. These are the whispers of life, so faint yet so profound, telling us that even in its earliest moments, our planet was already humming with the quiet, persistent pulse of existence. Let us now gently consider the great sweeping dramas that have unfolded on our planet. Moments of profound change that have shaped the very course of life. Earth has experienced 5 major mass extinction events throughout its long history, like colossal reset buttons pressed by the very hand of time. These catastrophic periods saw the quiet, tragic loss of a significant portion of plant and animal species, reshaping the planet's biodiversity each time like an artist wiping a canvas clean to begin anew. The most well-known of these dramatic finales occurred at the end of the Cretaceous period, about 66 million years ago, a time now deeply etched into our collective memory. This was when an asteroid impact, a cosmic stone flung across the void, led to the demise of the dinosaurs, those magnificent rulers of a bygone era. Imagine the silent, devastating force unleashed, causing widespread fires that raced across continents, tsunamis that swallowed coastlines whole, and profound climate change that altered ecosystems worldwide, a sudden brutal shock to the planet's delicate balance. But this was not the first time Earth had witnessed such immense loss. The earliest of these great endings, known as the Ordovician-Silurian extinction, took place roughly 445 million years ago, a deep ancient echo of widespread death. Following this, the late Devonian extinction occurred about 375 million years ago, another quiet thinning of life's vibrant tapestry. The most severe of all the most devastating wipeout in Earth's long story was the Permian-Triassic extinction, often chillingly called the Great Dying. This happened around 252 million years ago, and with a silent, ruthless efficiency, wiped out nearly 96% of marine species, leaving the oceans eerily quiet. The Triassic-Jurassic extinction, occurring roughly 201 million years ago, was another pivotal moment, clearing the stage for dinosaurs to dominate the Earth, ushering in their long reign. Finally, the aforementioned Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction marked the end of the age of dinosaurs and the quiet, humble beginning of the age of mammals, our own lineage which would slowly, patiently rise to prominence. While these 5 events stand out as the most significant, Earth has experienced countless smaller extinction events throughout its history, like minor tremors in the grand symphony of life. Today, many scientists argue with a quiet urgency that we are in the midst of a 6th mass extinction, driven primarily by human activities such as the widespread destruction of habitats, the insidious creep of pollution, and the pervasive shift of climate change. It's a sobering thought, a quiet call to reflect on our own role in this ongoing story of life and loss. Throughout Earth's history, as we have seen, several catastrophic events have triggered these mass extinctions, like grand destructive acts in a cosmic play reshaping life on our planet. One of the most well-known culprits, vividly imprinted in our scientific understanding, is the asteroid impact that occurred 66 million years ago, a cosmic bullseye that ended the Cretaceous period and the magnificent reign of the dinosaurs. This massive collision unleashed global devastation, a silent, all-encompassing force causing widespread fires that incinerated ancient forests, tsunamis that crashed inland with unimaginable power, and climate change that affected ecosystems worldwide, sending ripples of destruction across the entire globe. Other mass extinctions, less sudden perhaps, but equally devastating, have been linked to intense volcanic activity, like the deep rumbling anger of the Earth itself. Think of the colossal eruptions that created the Siberian traps at the end of the Permian period. These volcanic events, like a planet exhaling immense toxic breaths, released enormous amounts of greenhouse gases, dramatically altering Earth's climate and ocean chemistry, turning vast stretches of the planet inhospitable for life. And then there are the rapid climate shifts, whether towards global warming or profound cooling, that have played a significant role in several extinction events. Imagine the delicate balance of ecosystems suddenly thrown into chaos as temperatures swing wildly, disrupting intricate food chains and habitats on a massive scale. Life in its quiet struggle must adapt or perish when its foundational environment shifts so abruptly. While these cataclysmic events decimated Earth's biodiversity, leaving behind only the most resilient forms of life, the question of whether they could have wiped out an advanced civilization is intriguing but speculative. Our current understanding suggests that no such civilization, certainly not one technologically advanced in our sense, existed during these ancient extinctions. However, if a technologically advanced society had been present, many of these events could have posed existential threats. An asteroid impact, a sudden overwhelming blow from space, or a supervolcano eruption. A slow suffocating death from within the planet would likely overwhelm even a sophisticated civilization's defenses, potentially leading to its complete societal collapse. It's a quiet reminder of nature's raw, untamed power. It's worth noting that modern humans have only been around for a tiny fraction of Earth's history, emerging long after these major extinction events. Our species' adaptability and technological prowess might provide some resilience against similar catastrophes should they occur. But the sheer unimaginable scale of these past events serves as a sobering reminder of nature's power to reshape life on Earth, a quiet, humbling lesson whispered across the eons. Now let us turn our minds to a different kind of quiet detective work, the meticulous art of understanding Earth's past whispers, not of destruction, but of environment and life. Scientists employ a variety of ingenious methods to reconstruct Earth's ancient environments, patiently piecing together clues from the distant past, much like assembling a vast invisible puzzle. One key approach involves analyzing sedimentary rocks, those patient scribes of time which form layers over immense periods and gently trap evidence of past conditions. These rocks are like ancient libraries, containing fossils of plants and animals that lived millions of years ago, providing invaluable insights into ancient ecosystems and climates. Each layer is a page, each fossil a word telling us about the world that once was. Another crucial tool, a frozen silent record, is the study of ice cores extracted from polar regions. Imagine long cylinders of ancient ice, drilled from miles deep in the frozen expanses. These are true frozen time capsules, containing trapped air bubbles and particles that reveal astonishing information about atmospheric composition and temperature from thousands of years ago. Each bubble is a breath of ancient air, each dust speck a memory of a distant wind. Similarly, scientists examine the subtle rings of tree rings, the delicate layers of coral reefs, and the deep, rich lake sediments to uncover patterns of climate change over long periods. Each one a natural calendar recording the passing seasons of ancient times. Geochemical analysis plays a vital role in this silent detective work. By measuring ratios of certain elements and isotopes in rocks, fossils, and sediments, researchers can determine ancient temperatures, the very chemistry of long-gone oceans, and the composition of ancient atmospheric conditions. This information helps paint a vivid picture of Earth's past environments, from lush tropical forests, teeming with forgotten life, to icy glacial periods that gripped continents in their cold embrace. It's like discovering the subtle changing hues in a vast ancient painting, revealing its true colors. Advanced technology has revolutionized the field of paleo-environmental reconstruction, transforming the process from slow guesswork to precise insight. Techniques such as computer modeling and high-resolution imaging allow scientists to create detailed simulations of ancient landscapes and ecosystems, breathing digital life into worlds long gone. By combining these various methods, these different strands of evidence, researchers continue to refine our understanding of Earth's long and dynamic environmental history, gently shedding light on how our planet has changed over millions of years, and reminding us that our present is merely a fleeting moment in a story of continuous profound transformation. Let us now shift our gaze to some of the most magnificent creatures that ever walked this earth, beings of immense power and quiet ancient grandeur, the dinosaurs. These formidable creatures ruled the earth for over 160 million years, a span of time almost incomprehensible to our human minds. During this vast epoch, they evolved into a vast array of species with diverse characteristics and adaptations that allowed them to thrive in almost every corner of the ancient world. While they developed many remarkable adaptations perfectly suited to their environments, there is no evidence that any dinosaur species evolved human-level intelligence. As we understand it, the kind of abstract thought and problem-solving that leads to complex civilization. The brain-to-body size ratio, often referred to as the encephalization quotient, is frequently used as a rough indicator of intelligence. It's like a simple scale trying to weigh a complex quality. Even the most intelligent dinosaurs, like Troodon, which had relatively large brains for a dinosaur, had much lower encephalization quotients compared to modern mammals and certainly compared to humans. Their brains, it seems, were primarily devoted to processing sensory information, the sights, sounds, and smells of their primeval world, and controlling their vast bodily functions with less capacity for complex problem-solving or abstract thought, the kind of quiet musings that lead to philosophy or technology. However, it is important to note that intelligence can take many forms, a subtle, multifaceted quality that expresses itself in countless ways across the tapestry of life. Some dinosaurs likely possessed cognitive abilities well suited to their environments and lifestyles, a kind of practical wisdom honed by the pressures of survival. For instance, pack-hunting dinosaurs like the magnificent velociraptors may have developed a form of social intelligence for coordinated hunting strategies, a silent, complex communication that allowed them to work together. Herbivorous species might have had excellent spatial memory for locating food sources across vast territories, a silent internal map guiding their journeys. Now let us engage in a gentle thought experiment, a quiet exploration of a grand what if. If dinosaurs had not gone extinct and continued to evolve for another 65 million years, the same span of time that saw our own lineage rise, it is impossible to predict what cognitive capabilities they might have developed. Evolution is a river with many branches, and its course is shaped by countless unpredictable currents. The emergence of human-like intelligence in primates was the result of specific evolutionary pressures and environmental factors, a unique dance of circumstance and opportunity, which may not have occurred in the same way for dinosaurs. It's a beautiful, humbling thought, reminding us that our own story is just one possible outcome in the boundless potential of life. If by some astonishing twist of fate, dinosaurs had indeed developed an advanced civilization, the evidence left behind after millions of years would be subtle but potentially detectable. Time, that relentless sculptor, would have erased or transformed most obvious signs, leaving only the faintest whispers. But some traces, like lingering scents in an ancient forest, might persist. One key indicator, a silent chemical fingerprint, would be unusual concentrations of metals and rare earth elements in rock layers from the dinosaur era. Advanced technology, the very engine of civilization, requires mining and refining these materials. This intense activity could leave lasting geochemical signatures, like a faint, unnatural bloom in the deep geological record. Scientists might find anomalous deposits or unexpected elemental ratios in sediments from that time period, quiet signals that whisper of industrial processes long, long ago. Fossilized remains could also provide astonishing clues. Imagine discovering the bones of an advanced dinosaur. Would they be subtly different? Advanced dinosaurs might have modified their bodies or developed specialized anatomical features not seen in other fossil specimens. Like a quiet adaptation to a technological life, paleontologists could potentially uncover dinosaur fossils with unnatural bone structures. Hints of surgical interventions or even cybernetic enhancements preserved in mineral form a truly mind-bending thought. These would be profound whispers, indeed challenging everything we think we know. Lastly, artificial structures or their remnants might endure patiently, waiting to be found, while buildings constructed on the surface would likely crumble to dust. Their foundations or underground facilities could leave persistent patterns in rock formations, like subtle scars on the planet's skin. Satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar might reveal geometric anomalies or large-scale land alterations that defy natural explanations, hinting at the forgotten works of a long-lost dinosaur civilization. These would be the deepest, most resonant whispers of all, a silent invitation to rewrite our planet's story. Let us consider the very bodies of these ancient titans, their physiology, and how it would have significantly impacted their potential for technological development had they continued to evolve and not gone extinct. Dinosaurs, particularly the larger species, had relatively small brains compared to their body size. This limited brain-to-body ratio would have posed immense challenges for complex problem-solving and tool use, those intricate dances of mind and hand that are crucial for technological advancement. Imagine a magnificent creature the size of a bus, yet with a brain no larger than a grapefruit. The sheer processing power required for abstract thought and innovation would be incredibly limited. Furthermore, many dinosaurs lacked manipulative appendages. Like hands or fingers, the nimble dexterous tools that are essential for crafting and using tools. While the theropod dinosaurs, including species like Tyrannosaurus rex and Velociraptor, did possess arms and clawed hands, these were often small and less dexterous compared to primate hands designed more for grasping prey or balancing their massive bodies than for delicate manipulation. This physical limitation would have made it incredibly difficult to create and manipulate objects with precision, to carve intricate tools, or assemble complex machines. Moreover, the energy requirements of large dinosaurs might have hindered technological progress. Many dinosaurs spent a significant portion of their time simply foraging for food to sustain their massive bodies, a ceaseless quiet quest for sustenance. This constant need for energy could have left little time or energy for activities beyond immediate survival, such as developing tools or exploring new concepts. The very act of staying alive would have consumed their every waking moment, leaving no room for the quiet spark of innovation. However, it is important to note that some smaller, more agile dinosaur species, particularly those in the theropod lineage that eventually led to birds, might have had better potential for technological development. Their relatively larger brain-to-body ratios and more manipulative appendages could have provided a foundational stage for more complex behaviors and potential tool use. Given enough time and the right evolutionary pressures, the river of evolution can flow in astonishing, unpredictable directions. It's a quiet thought, a beautiful what-if that reminds us of the endless possibilities held within life's long silent dance. While no concrete evidence supports the existence of intelligent dinosaur species, some scientists have engaged in quiet speculation about the potential for advanced dinosaur evolution if the extinction event had not occurred. It's a kind of imaginative play exploring the vast canvas of possibility. One theory suggests that certain theropod dinosaurs, particularly the dromaeosaurids like Velociraptor, might have evolved higher intelligence over millions of years. These dinosaurs already possessed relatively large brains for their body size and showed signs of complex social behavior, the first gentle stirrings of a truly advanced mind. Another speculative concept explores the idea of a hypothetical dinosaur species called a dinosauroid, famously proposed by paleontologist Dale Russell. This was a fascinating thought experiment, imagining how a troodontid dinosaur might have evolved into a sapient humanoid creature if given enough time and the right evolutionary pressures. The dinosauroid was envisioned with a larger brain, opposable thumbs, and an upright posture. A quiet echo of our own evolutionary path, but on a different branch of the tree of life. Some researchers have also considered the possibility that hadrosaurs known for their complex vocal structures could have developed advanced communication skills and social structures over time. This speculation is based on the idea that complex vocalizations often correlate with higher cognitive abilities in modern animals, like a subtle bridge between sound and thought. It is important to note that these theories remain purely speculative, like beautiful unfixed stars in the night sky. They are not supported by fossil evidence, but rather serve as thought experiments to explore evolutionary possibilities like stretching the mind's muscles, rather than scientific hypotheses. The actual course of dinosaur evolution, had it continued, would likely have been influenced by numerous unpredictable factors and may have taken entirely different paths, a quiet, unknown journey into the future. Paleontologists, those quiet, patient excavators of the deep past, face a significant challenge when attempting to determine the intelligence levels of extinct species. Unlike living animals, which can be observed, studied, and tested directly, extinct creatures leave behind only their fossilized remains, silent sculptures of bone and stone. However, scientists have developed several ingenious methods to estimate the cognitive abilities of long-gone species, like detectives piecing together a hidden narrative from fragmented clues. One key indicator, a simple but profound measure, is brain size relative to body size, known as the encephalization quotient. By examining fossilized skulls and carefully estimating brain volume, paleontologists can compare this ratio across different species and vast spans of time. A larger brain relative to body size often gently suggests higher cognitive function, though this is not always a definitive measure, as intelligence is a complex and multifaceted thing. Another important clue comes from the structure of the brain itself, a quiet internal map of ancient thought. Advanced imaging techniques now allow scientists to create detailed models of brain anatomy from fossilized skulls, revealing the size and shape of different brain regions. This provides insights into sensory processing, motor control, and potential problem-solving abilities, like peering into the very architecture of an ancient mind. Paleontologists also look for indirect evidence of intelligence in the fossil record, complex social behaviors, the presence of tools, or remarkable adaptability to different environments can all indicate higher cognitive function. Fossils found in groups, the subtle signs of parental care, or the remains of tools and shelters like tiny domestic whispers, can suggest more advanced mental capabilities. By combining these various lines of evidence, these different whispers from the past, scientists can make informed, gentle estimates about the intelligence of species that vanished millions of years ago, allowing us to slowly, patiently reconstruct a fuller picture of life's long, silent journey. While no evidence has been found of dinosaurs using tools, it's an intriguing possibility to consider a quiet flicker of imagination. The most likely candidates for tool use among dinosaurs would have been the theropods, particularly the dromaeosaurids, like Velociraptor and its relatives. These dinosaurs possessed relatively large brains for their body size and had grasping hands with opposable digits, which could have potentially manipulated objects with a certain degree of dexterity. It's a quiet whisper of a possibility, a hand that might have picked up a stone. Intriguingly, some modern birds, which are direct descendants of theropod dinosaurs, are known to use tools. The New Caledonian crow, for example, crafts and uses tools to obtain food, a small quiet act of avian ingenuity. This suggests that the cognitive capacity for tool use might have existed in a rudimentary form in their dinosaur ancestors, a seed of possibility planted long ago. However, it's important to note that tool use requires more than just physical capability. It also demands complex cognitive abilities such as problem solving and understanding cause and effect relationships. While some dinosaurs may have had the physical attributes necessary for tool use, we cannot be certain about their cognitive capabilities without direct evidence in the fossil record, like a silent missing page in a very old book. The idea of tool-using dinosaurs remains speculative, a beautiful unfixed star in the night sky. But as our understanding of dinosaur behavior and intelligence continues to evolve, we may one day uncover evidence that gently challenges our current perceptions of these ancient creatures, adding a new astonishing chapter to their silent story. Imagine, if you will, a world where dinosaurs, those magnificent ancient beings, somehow evolved intelligence and built their own civilization. A dinosaur city would be a marvel of organic architecture, perfectly adapted to the needs of its massive, majestic inhabitants. Towering structures would rise from the ground, not built perhaps, but grown from genetically modified plants like living cathedrals reaching for the sky. These living skyscrapers would be sturdy enough to support the immense weight of the largest sauropods, with wide corridors and spacious rooms designed to accommodate their colossal bulk. The very air would hum with a quiet organic energy. The streets, rather than rigid grids, might be vast and open, designed for the thunderous footsteps of tyrannosaurs, and the lumbering gait of stegosaurs like ancient living highways. Instead of cars, we might see domesticated smaller dinosaurs, perhaps gentle triceratops or agile compsognathus, used for transportation. Their movements, a quiet, rhythmic dance across the city. And above, gracefully soaring overhead, pterosaurs might serve as a form of air travel, their vast wings catching the sun, carrying messages and goods across the sprawling urban landscape. The city in this quiet dream would likely be divided into different districts, based on dinosaur types, with separate areas for herbivores and carnivores to coexist peacefully, perhaps in a delicate balance. Water management would be crucial in this prehistoric metropolis, a silent, vital artery. Massive aqueducts and canals, perhaps grown from living roots, would crisscross the city, providing hydration for the enormous residents and their living buildings, a constant, life-giving flow. Parks and green spaces would be abundant, serving as grazing grounds for herbivores and ensuring a steady food supply for the carnivorous population, a complex integrated ecosystem designed for survival and flourishing. Technology in this alternate reality would be biological rather than mechanical, a quiet revolution of organic innovation. Instead of silicon computers, we might see organic information processing systems, networks of bioluminescent fungi, or interconnected neural plants, with dinosaurs interfacing directly with their environment through advanced sensory organs. This dinosaur city, a silent living marvel, would be a testament to the boundless potential of evolution, showcasing a world where reptiles, not mammals, became the dominant intelligent life form on Earth, living out a complex, quiet existence in the long-forgotten stretch of time. It's a beautiful thought, a gentle invitation to stretch the very limits of our imagination. Let us now gently shift our gaze from the grand speculative possibilities of dinosaur civilizations to the more tangible, yet equally enigmatic whispers unearthed by human hands. Archaeological discoveries continue to reshape our understanding of human history, often presenting us with puzzles that defy easy answers, challenging established timelines and theories like a gentle breeze nudging an old familiar map. These are the moments when the Earth, in its quiet wisdom, reveals something truly unexpected, forcing us to reconsider the very stories we tell ourselves about our past. One intriguing find, a silent, colossal mystery, is the Göbekli Tepe complex in Turkey. Imagine a massive stone temple, not built by settled farmers, but by people who, according to our textbooks, shouldn't have been capable of such feats. This astonishing 12,000-year-old site, with its intricately carved pillars, standing like ancient sentinels, actually predates agriculture and settled societies. It suggests that advanced organization and profound spiritual beliefs existed far earlier than previously thought, forcing archaeologists to quietly reconsider the capabilities of hunter-gatherer societies. It's like finding a symphony written before the invention of musical instruments. It challenges everything you thought you knew about the timeline of creation. The sheer effort, the coordinated labor, the abstract thought required to conceive and build such a place speak volumes about a rich inner life and social complexity that predates the very notion of cities. Another perplexing discovery, a delicate clockwork riddle from the depths of the sea, is the Antikythera mechanism. Found in a shipwreck off the coast of a Greek island, this ancient Greek artifact is often described with a quiet sense of wonder as the world's first analog computer. Dating back to around 100–200 BCE, this intricate device with its complex bronze gears and dials demonstrates a level of technological sophistication that was not thought to exist until much, much later in history. Its complexity, like a sudden flash of lightning, raises profound questions about the true extent of ancient Greek scientific knowledge and engineering skills. It's as if a highly advanced watch from our time was found in a medieval knight's tomb. It forces us to reevaluate the entire historical narrative of invention. This silent machine hums with the echoes of forgotten genius, inviting us to wonder what other technological marvels may have been lost to the tides of time. The Nazca lines in Peru present yet another archaeological enigma, an immense silent artistry etched onto the desert floor. These enormous geoglyphs, vast images that are only fully visible from the air, depict various animals, plants, and intricate geometric shapes across the arid landscape. Created between 500 BCE and 500 CE, their purpose and the precise methods used to create such precise, large-scale designs remain subjects of quiet debate among researchers. Were they astronomical calendars, messages to the gods, pathways for sacred rituals? Each theory, like a wisp of desert wind, offers a fleeting glimpse of understanding. Yet the full truth remains elusive, lost in the silent dust of the desert. The sheer scale and precision suggest an intimate connection between the Nazca people and their landscape, a grand vision made manifest through patient collective effort. Equally puzzling, like giant marbles scattered by forgotten gods, are the stone spheres of Costa Rica. Hundreds of nearly perfect stone balls, ranging from a few centimeters to over 2 meters in diameter, lie scattered across the landscape. Their purpose, the mysterious method of their creation, and the reason for their precise placement continue to elude archaeologists, gently challenging our understanding of pre-Columbian cultures in Central America. Who shaped these perfect spheres and why? What secrets do they hold in their silent, stony hearts? These objects, lacking any clear utilitarian purpose, hint at a deeper symbolic meaning, a connection to cosmology or ritual that we have yet to fully decipher. As we ponder these baffling structures, a natural question arises. How did ancient civilizations achieve such remarkably precise stone-cutting techniques in their massive megaliths? These colossal stone structures, found in various parts of the world? From the ancient wonders of Egypt to the mysterious sites of South America, continue to astound researchers with their sheer scale and level of engineering sophistication. While these monuments may seem beyond the capabilities of ancient civilizations, careful study gently reveals the profound ingenuity and resourcefulness of our ancestors. One widely accepted theory, a steady patient explanation, suggests that ancient builders used a combination of simple but highly effective tools and techniques. Imagine the rhythmic tap-tap-tap of copper chisels against stone, the slow patient rasp of bronze saws, or the quiet persistent pressure of wooden wedges. By wetting wooden wedges placed in small cracks, the expanding wood could with remarkable force split large stones along their natural fault lines, like a giant hand gently prying apart layers of an ancient book. Builders then shaped these smaller pieces, using hammerstones and chisels, achieving impressive precision through immense patience and skill, a testament to the power of human dedication. The sheer labor involved, the collective effort of thousands, is often underestimated by modern eyes accustomed to powerful machinery. Some researchers, however, propose that ancient civilizations might have developed more advanced tools than previously thought instruments that whisper of forgotten knowledge. For example, evidence of tubular drills has been found in Egyptian quarries, suggesting the use of core drilling techniques. Imagine a spinning copper tube, perhaps rotated with a bow drill, cutting a perfect cylinder through hard stone. These drills, possibly made of copper or bronze, and set with hard abrasive particles, like sand or emery, could cut through stone with remarkable accuracy, leaving behind a precise circular core. This hints at a level of mechanical understanding that goes beyond simple striking and chipping. Another intriguing theory, a more ethereal, almost mystical possibility, involves the use of advanced knowledge of sound and vibration. Some scientists speculate in hushed tones that ancient builders might have used acoustic levitation or vibration techniques to move and shape large stones, making them incredibly light to the touch. While this idea remains highly controversial and lacks concrete evidence, it highlights the ongoing mystery surrounding these ancient construction methods and the boundless ingenuity of our ancestors who perhaps understood the subtle energies of the world in ways we have forgotten. More conventional explanations focus on the undeniable ingenuity of ancient engineers in using sleds rollers and well-organized labor forces. These theories emphasize the remarkable planning and social organization required to complete such monumental projects, the quiet power of a collective will. Imagine thousands of people working in rhythmic unison, pulling vast stones across specially prepared slipways. Their combined strength, a force almost as great as any machine. Regardless of the specific techniques employed, scientists continue to analyze the subtle clues piece by piece to understand the astonishing methods behind these silent, enduring wonders. Let us now return our attention to a particularly compelling example of ancient ingenuity, the Antikythera mechanism. This ancient Greek artifact, a quiet marvel of precision, has puzzled scientists and historians for over a century. Discovered in 1901 off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera, this intricate device is often with a sense of awe called the world's first analog computer. Dating back to around 200 BCE, the mechanism consists of a complex system of bronze gears and dials, all working in silent, elegant harmony. Its sophistication far surpasses what experts previously believed possible, for that era gently challenging our understanding of ancient Greek technology and astronomical knowledge. It's like finding a pocket watch from the Stone Age, forcing a complete reconsideration of the timeline of invention. The device's primary function, its intricate purpose, appears to be predicting astronomical positions and eclipses with remarkable accuracy. Imagine a tiny mechanical universe capable of tracking the subtle movements of the sun, moon, and planets across the heavens. It could even calculate the precise timing of various Panhellenic games, like a silent celestial calendar. This level of complexity suggests a deep, profound understanding of celestial mechanics that was thought to have been developed much later in history, a silent testament to forgotten Greek genius. One of the greatest mysteries surrounding the Antikythera mechanism is its origin and purpose. Who created this astonishing device? Was it unique, a solitary masterpiece, or were there others like it? Silent echoes of a wider, forgotten technological revolution? How was such advanced knowledge, this intricate understanding of the cosmos, seemingly lost for centuries afterward? Like a profound secret that simply vanished into the mists of time. These questions, like gentle currents in the ocean of knowledge, continue to drive research and speculation, making the Antikythera mechanism a captivating subject in the fields of archaeology, astronomy, and the history of science. It's a quiet invitation to wonder about the hidden depths of ancient human intellect. Now imagine an object that seems to belong to a different time altogether, a misplaced whisper from another era. This is what archaeologists call an out-of-place artifact. Researchers approach these objects with a blend of healthy skepticism and rigorous scientific analysis, like meticulous detectives investigating a puzzling clue. These objects, which appear to be more technologically advanced than expected for their historical period, often challenge our understanding of past civilizations. The first gentle step in accounting for such artifacts is to verify their authenticity and context. Scientists employ various dating methods like reading the silent clocks within the material itself, including radiocarbon dating and thermoluminescence, to determine the precise age of the object and the surrounding materials. They also meticulously examine the site where the artifact was found, looking for any subtle signs of disturbance or later intrusions that could explain an object's unexpected presence, like trying to discern if a page in an old book was inserted much later. If an artifact is confirmed to be genuine and in its original context, meaning it truly belongs to the time and place it was found, researchers then gently consider several explanations. One possibility, a quiet, humbling thought, is that our current understanding of that culture's technological capabilities is simply incomplete. Historical records are often fragmentary, like tattered scrolls, and new discoveries can constantly reveal previously unknown advancements, shedding new light on forgotten ingenuity. Another explanation could be trade or cultural exchange, a quiet movement of ideas and objects across vast distances, as objects sometimes traveled far from their places of origin, like a message in a bottle floating to a distant shore. In some cases, what appears to be advanced might be the result of chance or simple misinterpretation. Natural processes like the patient hand of erosion can sometimes create objects that eerily resemble human-made artifacts. And our modern perspective, with its own biases and assumptions, might lead us to misunderstand the true purpose or sophistication of an ancient item. Perhaps a complex device had a far simpler, more ritualistic purpose than our technologically driven minds first assume. Researchers must remain open-minded, yet gently adhere to scientific principles, carefully evaluating all evidence before drawing conclusions about out-of-place artifacts. It's a delicate balance, like walking a tightrope between wonder and rigorous inquiry, ensuring that the whispers of the past are heard clearly without distortion. Let us now allow our thoughts to gently drift from the intriguing artifacts found on land to the equally mysterious whispers hidden beneath the waves. The Earth's oceans vast and deep hold countless secrets, like a grand silent library waiting to be explored. Underwater archaeological discoveries have revealed intriguing structures off the coast of Japan and other locations around the world, opening new windows into the possibilities of ancient, forgotten civilizations. Near the island of Yonaguni, Japan, divers have found a series of massive stone formations with sharp angles and flat surfaces, almost as if a giant hand had meticulously carved them from the seabed. Some researchers believe these could be the remnants of an ancient civilization potentially dating back thousands of years. The formations include what appear to be terrace structures leading gently down into the depths ramps that suggest the movement of immense weights, and even a pyramid-like feature, its silent geometry echoing through the water. The regularity of these formations, the precise angles that seem too perfect for mere natural erosion, lead many to wonder if they are indeed the work of intelligent hands long since vanished into the mists of time. Similar underwater structures, equally perplexing, have been discovered in other parts of the world. Off the coast of Cuba, researchers using sonar technology, a way of listening to the echoes of sound waves bouncing off the seabed, have detected geometric patterns that eerily resemble urban complexes, as if an entire city had simply slipped beneath the waves. In the Mediterranean near the island of Malta, divers have explored what some believe to be ancient roads and building foundations submerged beneath the tranquil surface, waiting patiently for someone to acknowledge their existence. However, the interpretation of these underwater structures remains a subject of gentle debate among scientists and archaeologists. While some argue that they are compelling evidence of lost civilizations, like forgotten pages from Earth's ancient diary, others contend that they may simply be naturally occurring geological formations shaped by the patient, relentless forces of erosion and tectonic activity over millions of years. The challenge lies in distinguishing between human-made structures born of conscious design and natural formations that can sometimes, through a trick of light and shadow, eerily resemble artificial constructions. Ongoing research and advanced underwater mapping technologies continue to shed new light on these mysterious structures. As we explore more of our planet's underwater realms, like venturing deeper into a dimly lit cave, we may uncover further evidence that could help resolve the debate surrounding these enigmatic formations and potentially rewrite our understanding of ancient human history, adding new silent chapters to our story. To truly understand how such grand structures might have ended up beneath the sea, we must turn to the patient explanations offered by geologists. Geologists explain the formation and sinking of large landmasses through the theory of plate tectonics, that slow, majestic ballet of Earth's outer skin. This fundamental concept in earth science describes how the outer layer of our planet, called the lithosphere, is divided into several colossal plates that move and interact with each other over millions of years. It's like a giant slow-motion jigsaw puzzle where the pieces are continents and ocean floors constantly grinding, pushing, and sliding against one another. The formation of large land masses, these grand stages for life, occurs through various processes. One key mechanism is the collision of tectonic plates, where two immense sections of Earth's crust slowly, inexorably push against each other. This can cause the Earth's crust to thicken and rise, forming towering mountain ranges and expansive landmasses like wrinkles appearing on a vast ancient face. Additionally, volcanic activity can contribute to the slow, steady growth of land areas as molten rock and ash accumulate over time to create new terrain, adding new layers to the planet's surface. One silent eruption at a time. The sinking of large land masses, a process known as subsidence, can happen due to several factors like a heavy sigh from the Earth itself. One common cause is the cooling and contraction of the Earth's crust, which can lead to a gradual lowering of the land surface as if the ground is slowly settling into a comfortable sleep. Another factor is the sheer weight of sediment accumulation over vast periods, which can cause the underlying crust to slowly sink like a heavy blanket pressing down. In some cases, the extraction of groundwater or minerals from underground can also result in land subsidence, a more recent human-influenced subtle sinking. Plate tectonics also explains how entire continents can appear to sink relative to sea level. As tectonic plates move and shift, some areas may experience uplift, slowly rising towards the sky, while others subside, gently sinking into the depths. This process, coupled with changes in global sea levels due to factors like the vast patient cycles of ice ages and the subtle shifts of climate change, can give the impression of continents sinking or rising over geological timescales. It's a quiet, ongoing dance between land and sea, a constant reshaping of the Earth's surface, reminding us that nothing is truly permanent, except perhaps change itself. To truly glimpse these submerged worlds, these silent cities beneath the waves, requires not just curiosity, but sophisticated tools. Underwater archaeologists employ a range of sophisticated technologies to uncover the secrets of submerged cities, acting as the eyes and ears in a world where human senses fail. Sonar systems play a crucial role in these explorations, like a highly sensitive bat, sending out silent calls and listening for their echoes. By using sound waves to create detailed maps of the seafloor, advanced multi-beam echo sounders can produce high-resolution three-dimensional images of underwater structures, revealing the subtle outlines of ancient buildings and streets hidden beneath the waves, bringing them slowly into focus. Remote-operated vehicles, or ROVs, are like tireless, unblinking eyes that can descend into the deep. Equipped with high-definition cameras and robotic arms, these unmanned submersibles allow researchers to explore and document sites at great depths without risking human divers. They transmit live video feeds to ships on the surface, giving archaeologists a real-time view of their discoveries, as if they are watching a ghostly replay of a forgotten past. Magnetometers are another invaluable tool, like silent divining rods for metal. They detect subtle variations in the Earth's magnetic field caused by buried metal objects, helping researchers locate artifacts and structures made of iron or other magnetic materials, even when visual evidence is completely obscured by sand or silt. This technology can identify promising areas for further investigation, like a gentle pull towards a hidden treasure. LiDAR, which stands for light detection and ranging, is increasingly used in underwater archaeology. This laser-based system can penetrate water to create detailed topographic maps of submerged landscapes, revealing features that might be invisible to other scanning methods, like shining a magical light that cuts through the murky depths. By combining these advanced technologies, these different ways of listening and seeing, scientists are patiently piecing together the stories of long-lost cities, gently bringing ancient civilizations back to life from their watery graves. As our planet's climate continues its slow, inexorable shift and the global temperatures gently climb, rising sea levels pose a significant threat to modern coastal communities. This is not just a concern for our future. This very phenomenon may have already erased crucial chapters of human history, quietly burying them beneath the waves. There is compelling evidence to suggest that numerous ancient coastal civilizations could now lie hidden beneath the waves, their secrets waiting to be uncovered like messages in bottles washed ashore from a lost time. During the last ice age, vast sheets of ice covered much of North America and Europe, locking up immense quantities of water. As these glaciers slowly melted and seas began their patient, inevitable rise, many coastal areas where early humans lived became submerged. This gradual flooding, like a slow, silent tide, would have forced communities to abandon their homes and move inland, leaving behind artifacts and structures that are now silently preserved underwater, waiting for our discovery. Underwater archaeology has already yielded tantalizing glimpses of these lost worlds. Off the coast of India, researchers have discovered the submerged city of Dwarka, believed to be over 9,000 years old, a city whispering its age from the seabed. In the Mediterranean, divers have explored the sunken portions of Alexandria, including the legendary Pharos Lighthouse, its ancient light now extinguished beneath the waves. These findings suggest that many more archaeological treasures may lie hidden on the seafloor, patiently waiting for the curious gaze of modern explorers. The implications of these submerged civilizations extend beyond mere archaeology. They provide valuable insights into how past societies adapted to changing sea levels, offering profound lessons for our own coastal communities facing similar challenges today. As technology advances, allowing us to see deeper and more clearly into the ocean's silent embrace, underwater exploration may reveal a wealth of information about our ancestors and their intricate relationship with rising seas, reshaping our understanding of human history and coastal adaptation. It's a quiet dialogue between past and present, a lesson whispered from the deep. The depths of our oceans truly hold countless secrets, like hidden chests brimming with untold stories. Underwater archaeology has revealed some truly astounding discoveries, each one a new page turned in the grand book of Earth's history. One of the most captivating finds, a silent ancient snapshot of daily life, is the ancient city of Pavlopetri off the coast of Greece. This submerged Bronze Age settlement, dating back nearly 5,000 years, provides a unique glimpse into the daily lives of our ancestors. Its remarkably well-preserved streets, the very pathways they walked, its buildings, where their lives unfolded, and its tombs, where they laid their loved ones to rest, offer an unprecedented look at urban planning from millennia ago. It's like stepping into a ghostly city, frozen in time beneath the waves. Equally fascinating is the discovery of Cleopatra's Palace in Alexandria, Egypt. This once magnificent complex, a vibrant hub of ancient power and intrigue, now lies beneath the waters of the Mediterranean, a victim of ancient earthquakes and the slow, inevitable rise of sea levels. Divers have recovered stunning artifacts, including colossal statues, silent, imposing figures that once guarded grand halls, majestic sphinxes, and even pieces of Cleopatra's personal items, painting a vivid picture of the legendary queen's opulent lifestyle. Each recovered fragment is like a whispered word from a queen long gone. In the cold waters off Sweden's Baltic coast, marine archaeologists uncovered the remarkably well-preserved wreck of the warship Vasa. This 17th-century vessel, a floating fortress of its time, sank on its maiden voyage and remained hidden for over 300 years, preserved by the silent cold depths. Its near-perfect condition, complete with intricate wooden carvings, and the personal belongings of its crew, provides an unparalleled window into naval warfare and life in the 1600s. It's a quiet, poignant moment, allowing us to step aboard a ship that sailed into oblivion centuries ago. And then that intricate marvel we touched upon earlier. The Antikythera mechanism, discovered off the Greek island of Antikythera. This ancient analog computer, dated to around 100 BCE, could predict astronomical positions and eclipses, with remarkable accuracy, a testament to a forgotten brilliance. Its complexity, still puzzling to modern minds, has forced historians to gently re-evaluate ancient Greek technological capabilities, showcasing the advanced knowledge of our forebears. Each gear, each dial whispers of a profound understanding of the cosmos, a quiet, mechanical hum across the ages. Let us now shift our perspective from the quiet, tangible discoveries to the vast philosophical theories that seek to explain not just what we find, but why we seem to be alone in the universe. The ancient astronaut theory proposes that extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in the distant past, like cosmic travelers from another star influencing human civilizations and technological development. Proponents of this idea suggest that advanced aliens interacted with early humans, sharing knowledge and potentially even altering our genetic makeup. They argue that evidence for these encounters, these cosmic whispers, can be found in ancient artwork texts and architectural marvels that seem to depict or require technology beyond what was believed possible at the time. Supporters of the theory point to various artifacts and structures around the world as potential proof. Like silent, enigmatic signposts, these include the Egyptian pyramids, their monumental scale still inspiring awe. Stonehenge, its silent stones aligned to cosmic events, and the Nazca lines in Peru, etched onto the desert floor for unknown purposes. They claim that the precision and scale of these monuments indicate extraterrestrial involvement, as they believe early humans lacked the necessary tools and expertise to create such works. It's a powerful narrative suggesting a helping hand from the stars. The theory also attempts to explain certain religious and mythological stories as misinterpreted accounts of alien contact. For example, some proponents suggest that gods described in ancient texts were actually extraterrestrial visitors. Their advanced technology perceived as divine power by early humans who lacked the words to explain what they saw. Imagine a simple tribe witnessing a spaceship land. To them, it might truly be a divine charioteer descending from the heavens. While the ancient astronaut theory has captivated public imagination and inspired numerous books and television shows, it is important to note that the scientific community largely rejects these ideas. Archaeologists and historians argue that there is no credible evidence to support the theory, and that it undermines the inherent ingenuity and vast capabilities of ancient human civilizations. They quietly emphasize the slow, patient processes of human invention, learning, and adaptation over millennia. The power of human hands and minds, they suggest, is often underestimated. Proponents of the ancient astronaut theory often view historical artwork and texts through a specific lens of extraterrestrial influence, almost like wearing special glasses. They interpret various ancient artifacts, cave paintings, and religious scriptures as evidence of alien visitations in Earth's past. They point to depictions of what they claim are flying saucers or beings in spacesuits in ancient rock art and paintings. They argue that certain intricate geometric patterns or unusually advanced technological representations in old artwork could only have been inspired by extraterrestrial encounters, that the human mind alone could not conceive such wonders without external prompting. In terms of ancient texts, proponents often reinterpret religious and mythological stories as accounts of alien interactions. They suggest that tales of gods descending from the sky, miraculous events, or advanced knowledge imparted to humans are actually descriptions of extraterrestrial beings and their technology. Imagine the fiery chariots in some ancient texts being not divine vehicles, but advanced spacecraft. However, it is important to note that mainstream archaeologists, historians, and scientists generally reject these interpretations. They argue patiently and meticulously that these alternative explanations often ignore the rich cultural context of the time, misinterpret symbolic art as literal depiction, and disregard the incredible creativity and capabilities of ancient human civilizations. They remind us that the human imagination left to its own devices is capable of generating vast and wondrous narratives to explain the mysteries of the world. Throughout history, people have speculated about extraterrestrial influences on ancient civilizations, a deep-seated human desire to find answers beyond ourselves. One of the most frequently mentioned examples is the majestic construction of the Egyptian pyramids. Some theorists argue that the precise engineering and massive scale of these structures suggest advanced knowledge beyond what ancient Egyptians should have possessed, a silent question mark hanging over the desert. Another often cited case is the Nazca lines in Peru. These enormous geoglyphs, only fully visible from the air, have led some to propose that they were created as landing strips or signals for alien spacecraft. The intricate designs and the mystery surrounding their purpose have fueled speculation about extraterrestrial involvement. A whisper of cosmic intervention in the dust. The statues of Easter Island. Those silent, brooding monoliths represent another puzzling archaeological site, often linked to alleged alien activity. The sheer size and weight of these statues, combined with the island's isolation, have led some to question how the native population could have created and transported them without outside assistance. Lastly, ancient religious texts and artwork are sometimes interpreted as evidence of alien contact. Descriptions of flying chariots in Hindu scriptures or unusual aerial phenomena in medieval paintings are often pointed to as potential records of extraterrestrial visitations. While these theories capture the imagination and stir a sense of cosmic wonder, mainstream archaeologists and historians generally attribute these achievements to human ingenuity and immense labor, patiently and meticulously explaining how these wonders could have been built with the tools and knowledge available to our ancestors. Mainstream archaeologists and historians generally approach alternative theories about ancient civilizations with skepticism and caution, like careful navigators charting a complex course. They rely on established scientific methods and evidence-based research to form their conclusions about the past. When presented with ideas that challenge conventional understanding, these professionals carefully examine the evidence and arguments put forth, always asking for solid, verifiable proof. Many archaeologists and historians emphasize the importance of peer-reviewed research and verifiable data. They often point out that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, like a quiet reminder that wild speculation needs a firm foundation. In cases where alternative theories lack substantial archaeological or historical evidence, mainstream scholars tend to dismiss them as speculative or pseudoscientific, gently guiding inquiry back to the path of rigorous study. However, the scientific community is not entirely closed to new ideas. When credible evidence emerges that truly challenges existing theories, archaeologists and historians are willing to re-evaluate their understanding. This process involves rigorous testing, meticulous analysis, and open debate within the academic community. Over time, if new evidence consistently supports alternative explanations, mainstream views can shift a slow, gentle evolution of knowledge. It is worth noting that the field of archaeology and history is constantly evolving. New technologies and methodologies often lead to fresh insights and discoveries. While mainstream scholars remain committed to established scientific principles, they also recognize the importance of ongoing research and the potential for new findings to reshape our understanding of ancient civilizations. It is a dance between firm foundation and open-minded exploration. The possibility of advanced extraterrestrial civilizations visiting Earth in the distant past has long captivated human imagination, a star-lit dream. While there is no conclusive scientific evidence to support this idea, it remains an intriguing concept that continues to fuel speculation and research, a quiet hum in the background of our cosmic thoughts. Our planet has existed for over 4 billion years, providing a vast window of time during which such visits could have theoretically occurred. The universe itself is approximately 13.8 billion years old, allowing ample time for civilizations to arise, develop advanced technologies, and potentially master interstellar travel, a journey across the endless ocean of stars. However, the challenges of interstellar travel are immense. The vast unimaginable distances between stars like cosmic oceans, the limitations imposed by the speed of light, and the enormous energy requirements for such journeys present significant obstacles. Any civilization capable of overcoming these hurdles would likely possess technology far beyond our current understanding, a level of mastery over physics that we can barely conceive. If such visits did occur, they might have left behind evidence, a subtle calling card. Yet despite extensive archaeological research, no unambiguous artifacts or traces of extraterrestrial technology have been discovered on Earth. This absence of evidence, while not conclusive proof against the idea, does raise quiet questions about the likelihood of past extraterrestrial visitations. To conclusively prove or disprove the ancient alien theory would require extraordinary evidence, given the extraordinary nature of the claim. Definitive proof of extraterrestrial visitation in Earth's past would likely need to come in the form of indisputable physical artifacts of clearly non-human origin. This could include advanced technology far beyond the capabilities of ancient human civilizations, with materials or construction methods impossible to replicate with the tools and knowledge available at the time. Imagine an alien device found perfectly preserved its inner workings, defying all our known physics. Alternatively, the discovery of non-terrestrial DNA in ancient human remains or artifacts could provide compelling evidence for ancient alien contact, a silent genetic whisper from the stars. Clear and unmistakable depictions of extraterrestrial beings or advanced technology in ancient art or writing, corroborated across multiple independent cultures, might also lend strong support to the theory like a universal message suddenly revealed. On the other hand, disproving the theory conclusively is more challenging, as it requires proving a negative. However comprehensive archaeological evidence showing the gradual development of human technologies and cultures without any unexplained leaps in knowledge or capability would significantly undermine the ancient alien hypothesis. Additionally, if we could account for all supposedly unexplainable ancient achievements through patient demonstrations of forgotten human ingenuity and techniques, it would leave little room for extraterrestrial intervention. Ultimately, the burden of proof lies with those making the claim of ancient alien visitation. Without concrete, scientifically verifiable evidence, the theory remains speculative at best, a beautiful unfixed star in the night sky of our collective imagination. Let us now gently turn our attention to the remarkable ingenuity of our own ancestors, those who walked this earth long before us, and whose quiet brilliance continues to astound. Ancient civilizations developed remarkable technologies and scientific principles that continue to astound us today, like silent echoes of a profound understanding that we are still striving to fully comprehend. These were not primitive peoples, but clever, observant minds who worked with the materials and forces of their world with astonishing skill. Take, for instance, the precision engineering of the Great Pyramid of Giza. This colossal structure, a silent mountain of stone, demonstrates an advanced understanding of mathematics, astronomy, and construction techniques that we are still trying to fully grasp. Its near-perfect alignment with true north, its precise angles and vast scale whisper of a knowledge far beyond what we might expect from a civilization so ancient. How did they achieve such perfect symmetry, such monumental scale without the tools we rely on today? It's a quiet question that hangs in the desert air, inviting endless contemplation. Consider also the ancient Romans, those meticulous builders who created a form of concrete that has proven more durable than many modern varieties, especially in marine environments. Their secret recipe, which included volcanic ash, created a material that actually strengthens over time when exposed to seawater, a quiet, almost miraculous property. This astonishing technology was lost for centuries, its secrets buried with the empire, and has only recently been rediscovered by modern scientists. It reminds us that knowledge is not a linear progression, but sometimes a winding path with forgotten turns and hidden treasures. In the realm of metallurgy, the silent craft of working with metals, the Damascus steel used in sword-making exhibited properties that modern scientists have struggled to replicate. These legendary blades were known for their exceptional strength, their remarkable flexibility, and their uncanny ability to maintain a sharp edge, almost as if they held a secret within their very structure. The exact technique for creating this steel was lost to time, a whisper that faded from memory, though recent research has made strides in understanding the complex process, slowly bringing its secrets back into the light. And then there is the Antikythera mechanism, that intricate ancient Greek analog computer we briefly touched upon. It reveals a level of mechanical complexity that was not seen again for centuries, a true marvel of precision engineering. This device could predict astronomical positions and eclipses with remarkable accuracy, suggesting a deep understanding of celestial mechanics and the delicate art of precision crafting in the ancient world. Each gear, each dial whispers of a profound intellect and a lost art of clockwork precision. Now let us turn our minds to an even grander form of construction, the very building blocks of the pyramids themselves. The construction of massive structures like the pyramids has long fascinated historians and engineers alike, standing as silent testaments to an extraordinary human endeavor. Ancient Egyptians built these monumental tombs over 4,500 years ago, using ingenious techniques and meticulous planning that continue to humble modern minds. Contrary to popular myths, which sometimes paint a picture of brutal slavery, the pyramids were not built by slaves, but by skilled workers who were likely well compensated for their efforts, perhaps even proud of their monumental task. These ancient builders used a combination of ramps, levers, and pulleys to move enormous limestone blocks into place, each stone weighing many tons. Imagine the sheer muscle, the coordinated effort, the rhythmic chanting as thousands of people worked in silent harmony to lift these colossal weights, piece by painstaking piece, towards the heavens. They quarried stone nearby and transported it using wooden rollers and sleds, a testament to simple physics applied on a grand scale. One key to the pyramid's construction, a quiet gift from nature, was the Nile River. During its annual floods, the river would swell, creating a vast natural highway that allowed workers to float massive stone blocks on rafts close to the construction site. This significantly eased the transportation of heavy materials over long distances, turning a daunting task into a manageable one. The river, in its slow, patient cycle, became an essential partner in this monumental undertaking. The ancient Egyptians also possessed advanced knowledge of mathematics and astronomy, which they used to achieve the pyramid's precise alignment and near-perfect shape. Their sophisticated understanding of engineering principles, combined with a large and organized workforce, allowed them to create structures that continue to amaze us. Millennia later, silent witnesses to their enduring genius. Across the globe, etched into the desert plains of southern Peru, lie the mysterious Nazca lines. These enormous geoglyphs, some stretching over 1,000 feet in length, depict various animals, plants, and geometric shapes visible in their full grandeur only from the air. Their silent presence has puzzled researchers for decades, inviting endless speculation. Several theories attempt to explain their purpose and creation, each one a whisper in the desert wind. One prominent idea suggests the Nazca lines served as an astronomical calendar. Proponents argue that the lines align with celestial bodies, perhaps the rising sun on a solstice or a significant star, potentially helping the ancient Nazca people track seasons and plan agricultural activities. This idea gently connects the geoglyphs to the practical everyday concerns of the civilization that created them, a silent guide to the rhythms of life. Another intriguing hypothesis proposes that the lines were part of water-related rituals. Given the arid climate of the region, some researchers believe the Nazca people created these massive designs as a plea to their gods for rain and fertile crops. The lines might have served as pathways for religious processions, with the images representing important elements of their cosmology and agricultural life, a grand silent prayer etched into the earth. A more recent theory posits that the Nazca lines were the result of communal rituals. This idea suggests that the very act of creating and maintaining these massive designs served as a unifying activity for the Nazca society, reinforcing social bonds and cultural identity. The sheer scale and complexity of the lines would have required significant cooperation and shared purpose, potentially strengthening the fabric of their civilization. While there's no single universally accepted explanation, the mystery itself is a beautiful invitation to contemplate the deep connections between ancient peoples, their environment, and their profound beliefs. While ancient civilizations demonstrated remarkable ingenuity in harnessing known energy sources like water, wind, and animal power, the idea that they possessed advanced energy technologies beyond our current understanding is not supported by concrete evidence. However, the possibility continues to intrigue scientists and historians alike, a quiet what if that sparks the imagination. Some researchers have proposed theories about potential energy sources used in the distant past, though these remain speculative. One area of interest is the construction of massive ancient structures, like the pyramids of Egypt or the precisely cut stones of Machu Picchu. Some suggest that these feats might have required energy sources or technologies we haven't yet discovered. However, most experts believe these achievements were accomplished through ingenious engineering and vast human labor, not unknown energy forms. The power of human hands and minds, patiently applied, is often more than enough to explain what seems impossible. Another fascinating example is the Baghdad battery, a set of terracotta pots from ancient Mesopotamia that some believe could have been used to generate electricity. While this interpretation is disputed, it raises quiet questions about the potential for early electrochemical knowledge. These devices from around 250 BCE could potentially generate a small electric charge, hinting at a sophisticated understanding of electrical principles long before their formal discovery. Ultimately, while ancient civilizations demonstrated remarkable ingenuity in harnessing known energy sources, there's currently no solid evidence for energy forms unknown to modern science. However, ongoing research and archaeological discoveries continue to shed new light on the technological capabilities of our ancestors, reminding us that there may still be much to learn about the past. The quiet hum of discovery continues, inviting us to keep listening. Archaeological discoveries have revealed surprising evidence of sophisticated metalwork techniques in ancient civilizations, gently challenging our assumptions about early human capabilities. Our ancestors were far more skilled than we often give them credit for. In ancient Egypt, for example, craftsmen were producing intricate gold jewelry and elaborate copper tools as far back as 3,000 years before the Common Era. These artifacts, shimmering with the quiet brilliance of ancient craftsmanship, show a level of skill and precision that was once thought impossible for that time period. Imagine the patient hands, the keen eyes shaping metal with such artistry so long ago. Even more astonishing are the iron pillars of ancient India, particularly the famous Delhi iron pillar. This massive structure, standing over 7 meters tall and weighing more than 6,000 kilo, was forged in the 4th century CE and has resisted corrosion for over 1,600 years, standing as a silent, rust-defying sentinel. Metallurgists are still amazed by the advanced techniques used to create such a rust-resistant iron alloy, a lost secret of ancient chemistry. In South America, the Moche civilization of ancient Peru demonstrated remarkable skill in copper smelting and gold working. They developed a technique called depletion gilding, which allowed them to create objects that appeared to be solid gold, but were actually copper alloys with a gold surface. This sophisticated process involved selectively removing copper from the surface of the alloy, leaving behind a pure gold layer. It's a quiet testament to their understanding of materials and their ability to create stunning illusions. These examples gently challenge our understanding of ancient technological capabilities. They suggest that our ancestors possessed knowledge and skills that were far more advanced than previously believed, prompting us to reconsider the timeline of human technological development and the profound ingenuity of ancient civilizations. The quiet whispers of the past continue to redefine our present understanding. Indeed, ancient civilizations across the globe have left us with remarkable structures that demonstrate precise astronomical alignments. These alignments, found in monuments like Stonehenge in England, the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt, and various Mayan temples in Central America, continue to intrigue archaeologists and astronomers alike, like silent conversations with the cosmos. One explanation for these alignments is the ancient people's deep connection to celestial events. Many cultures relied on the movements of celestial bodies to mark the passage of time, to determine agricultural cycles for planting and harvesting, and to guide religious practices. By aligning their structures with specific celestial events, such as solstices or equinoxes, they created a physical link between their earthly realm and the vast, mysterious cosmos above, a silent bridge between heaven and earth. The precision of these alignments suggests that ancient cultures possessed sophisticated observational skills and a profound understanding of astronomical cycles. They likely used simple yet effective tools, such as shadow sticks and horizon markers, to track celestial movements over extended periods, patiently gathering data. This accumulated knowledge allowed them to predict and incorporate celestial alignments into their architectural designs, with remarkable accuracy, turning their buildings into giant silent observatories. It is important to note that while some alignments may have been intentional and deeply significant, others could be coincidental, a simple trick of perspective. Researchers must carefully analyze each site, considering factors such as the culture's astronomical knowledge, the structure's purpose, and potential alterations over time. By combining archaeological evidence with astronomical calculations, we can better understand the true intent behind these ancient alignments and gain insight into the scientific capabilities of our ancestors, those silent stargazers who built their dreams into the very fabric of the earth. Throughout history, humans have marveled at the mysteries of the cosmos and sought to explain them. Ancient texts from various cultures often contain descriptions that seem to reference advanced scientific concepts. These apparent references can be intriguing, like faint signals from a distant shore, but they require careful interpretation. One explanation for these seeming advanced concepts is the human tendency to find patterns and meaning in ambiguous information. This phenomenon, known as pareidolia, can lead us to interpret vague or poetic language as precise scientific knowledge. Additionally, modern translations of ancient texts might inadvertently use contemporary scientific terminology, potentially skewing our understanding of the original meaning. It's like hearing an old song and suddenly believing it contains hidden messages in a language it never spoke. Another factor to consider is the universal nature of human curiosity and observation. Ancient cultures, while lacking modern scientific instruments, were keen observers of natural phenomena. They developed sophisticated calendars, patiently tracked celestial movements, and created complex mythologies to explain the world around them. These observations and explanations sometimes align with modern scientific understanding, not because of advanced knowledge, but due to logical deductions based on available evidence. It's a quiet testament to the power of human reason, even without advanced technology. It is also worth noting that some ancient cultures possessed remarkable engineering and mathematical skills, which could lead to descriptions that seem to surpass their technological capabilities. The challenge for historians and scientists is to distinguish between genuine ancient knowledge, coincidental similarities, and modern misinterpretations. By examining these texts in their historical and cultural context, we can better understand the true extent of ancient scientific understanding without attributing anachronistic knowledge to earlier civilizations. It's a gentle dance between what we know and what we wish to believe. Let us now reflect on the profound universal questions that lie at the very heart of human existence. Creation myths across cultures offer diverse and fascinating explanations for the birth of civilization, each one a unique seed from which a world sprouts. Many of these stories share common themes reflecting a universal human curiosity about our origins and our place in the vast, mysterious tapestry of the world. In ancient Mesopotamian mythology, the gods created humans to serve them and tend to their needs. The Epic of Gilgamesh. A grand ancient poem describes how the deities fashioned people from clay and breathed life into them. This idea of divine beings molding humans from earthly materials appears in several cultures, including ancient Egypt and some Native American traditions. It's a quiet, humbling thought that we might be the direct creation of higher powers, formed from the very dust of the earth. Greek mythology presents a different perspective, with Prometheus stealing fire from the gods and gifting it to humanity. This act of divine rebellion is seen as the catalyst for human progress and the very foundation of civilization. The concept of knowledge or technology being given to humans by a benevolent or mischievous entity is echoed in other cultures as well, a whisper of a divine spark igniting human ingenuity. Chinese mythology offers yet another view with the story of Pangu, whose body became the world after death. In this tale, humans and civilization emerged from the natural world itself rather than being created separately. This profound interconnectedness between humanity and nature is a recurring theme in many creation myths, emphasizing our deep roots in the environment around us. Each myth, a beautiful, unique story, speaks to the universal human need to understand where we come from and why we are here, a timeless question whispered across the ages. Let us now gently consider how the vibrant tapestry of human imagination, with its rich array of myths and legends, might connect to the profound question of ancient pre-human life. Throughout human history, cultures across the globe have woven intricate tapestries of myths and legends, often featuring powerful deities and supernatural beings. These stories have long captivated our imagination, drawing us into realms of wonder and magic. But could they be rooted in something more tangible than pure fantasy, a distant echo of a forgotten reality? Some researchers have proposed an intriguing hypothesis that these legends might be distant echoes of encounters with an advanced pre-human species. This concept gently suggests that long before Homo sapiens emerged, Earth may have been home to a highly intelligent and technologically advanced civilization. Imagine a world where beings far beyond our current understanding walked the earth, their abilities so extraordinary they could only be perceived as godlike by our early ancestors who lacked the language or framework to comprehend such power. This advanced species, in this quiet contemplation, might have possessed knowledge and capabilities that seemed miraculous to primitive humans. They could have demonstrated control over natural forces, perhaps manipulating weather patterns or shaping landscapes with unseen technologies, feats that would truly appear as divine interventions. They might have harnessed energy in ways that seemed magical, drawing power from the very fabric of the cosmos. Or even more astonishingly, they could have manipulated genetic code, creating life forms that seem to spring from nothing, or altering existing creatures in ways that would defy all natural understanding. Such feats, to an uninitiated mind, would have been indistinguishable from the supernatural powers often attributed to gods in various mythologies. As fascinating as this idea may be, it remains highly speculative. While it offers an imaginative explanation for the similarities in mythologies across different cultures, there is currently no concrete scientific evidence to support the existence of such an advanced pre-human species. Nonetheless, it continues to fuel quiet discussions about the origins of human beliefs and the profound potential for undiscovered chapters in Earth's history. It's a beautiful thought, a gentle invitation to explore the boundless realms of possibility that lie just beyond the edge of our known world. Now let us consider the fantastic creatures that populate our oldest stories. Those silent, mythical beings that have long captivated the human imagination. Mythical creatures have played a significant role in theories about ancient advanced civilizations, often serving as the basis for speculation about the technological and cultural achievements of lost societies. These legendary beings, from the soaring majesty of dragons to the pure beauty of unicorns, carry a whisper of something more than just fantasy. Some theorists propose that mythical creatures were actually misinterpretations of advanced technology or biological experiments conducted by ancient civilizations. For instance, tales of flying serpents or dragons with their power over fire and sky might be explained as primitive descriptions of aircraft or other flying machines seen through the eyes of a people who had no concept of flight. Imagine a roaring engine exhaling smoke and fire appearing like a living, breathing beast to an ancient observer. Similarly, stories of creatures with combined animal features, like the majestic griffins or the enigmatic sphinxes, could be seen as evidence of genetic engineering or selective breeding programs, a hint of sophisticated biological manipulation by a forgotten civilization. Another perspective, equally compelling, suggests that mythical creatures simply represent encounters with now extinct animals or exaggerated accounts of real species from distant lands. In this view, ancient civilizations might have had knowledge of or even direct contact with creatures unknown to later societies, leading to the development of fantastic legends. Imagine an early explorer encountering a woolly mammoth, its immense size, sparking tales of giants, or a community discovering the colossal bones of a long-extinct reptile giving birth to the legend of a dragon. However, mainstream archaeologists and historians generally reject these interpretations. They argue with a quiet conviction that mythical creatures are more likely the product of cultural imaginations, religious beliefs, and the universal human tendency to create explanations for natural phenomena. The human mind, in its boundless creativity, weaves stories to make sense of the world. While these creatures continue to fascinate, their role in serious scientific theories about ancient civilizations remains limited, residing more in the realm of poetic possibility than concrete evidence. And what of those enigmatic tales of gods and mortals, entwined of beings from above taking human form and bearing children? Researchers approach stories of interbreeding between gods and humans as valuable cultural artifacts that offer profound insights into ancient belief systems and societal structures. These tales, found in mythologies worldwide, are not interpreted literally as if they were historical records, but are analyzed for their rich symbolic meanings and deep cultural significance. Anthropologists and mythologists often view these stories as metaphors for the relationship between humans and the divine, a poetic exploration of humanity's place in the cosmos. Or they might be seen as explanations for exceptional individuals in a society where great leaders or heroes are given divine ancestry to legitimize their power. In some cases, these narratives can also reflect ancient understanding of natural phenomena, imbuing the forces of nature with personified divine qualities. Or they might serve as moral lessons about the consequences of crossing boundaries between mortal and immortal realms, teaching wisdom through allegory. From a psychological perspective, such myths might be seen as expressions of human desires and fears about power, identity, and our profound place in the cosmos. They can embody collective unconscious archetypes, as proposed by Carl Jung, representing universal human experiences and aspirations that echo across all cultures. Scholars of comparative mythology analyze similarities and differences in these stories across cultures, seeking to understand shared human experiences and the subtle diffusion of ideas. By examining these tales, researchers gain valuable insights into the worldview's social structures and belief systems of ancient civilizations, helping us better understand our cultural heritage and the evolution of human thought across millennia. Throughout human history, myths and legends have often been used to explain the unexplainable, to fill the silent spaces where knowledge ends. Some researchers and theorists have proposed that stories of magical or advanced abilities might be distorted memories of encounters with a technologically superior civilization. This idea, while undeniably intriguing, remains highly speculative and, like a whisper in a vast canyon, lacks concrete scientific evidence. Ancient myths often describe gods or heroes with extraordinary powers, the ability to fly across vast distances, to communicate telepathically across minds, or to control the very forces of nature itself. These abilities astonishingly bear some resemblance to modern technological achievements, like air travel, telecommunications, and even our nascent attempts at weather modification. Proponents of this theory argue that ancient people might have witnessed or interacted with advanced technology, interpreting it as magic or divine power due to their limited understanding. Imagine a simple tribe observing a hovercraft. To them, it might be a god floating on air. However, mainstream archaeologists and historians generally attribute these myths to human imagination, cultural evolution, and the inherent human need to explain natural phenomena. They argue that similar mythological themes arise independently across cultures due to shared human experiences and cognitive patterns, rather than encounters with advanced civilizations. The patterns we see in the stars are often reflections of the patterns in our own minds. While the idea of ancient advanced civilizations continues to captivate the public imagination, current scientific consensus holds that human technological progress has been gradual and well documented. Nevertheless, ongoing research in archaeology and anthropology continues to uncover new insights into our past, reminding us that there is still much to learn about human history and the fascinating origins of our myths and legends. The unknown, after all, is a vast and beautiful space for gentle contemplation. Let us now shift our gaze to another powerful and recurring theme across human cultures: the flood myths. These profound stories appear in numerous cultures around the world, often sharing striking similarities despite vast geographical distances, as if a common dream was whispered across the ancient seas. These widespread tales have led some researchers to speculate about their origins and potential connections to actual historical events, or even to lost civilizations swallowed by the rising waters. Many of these flood stories describe a great deluge that nearly wiped out humanity, leaving only a few survivors to repopulate the earth. A narrative of both destruction and quiet, hopeful renewal. This common thread, this shared memory of water and loss, has prompted theories about a global catastrophic event in ancient times. Such an event could possibly be linked to the end of the last ice age, when the vast sheets of ice began their slow, inevitable melt. As sea levels rose dramatically during this period, coastal settlements, where early human populations often thrived, would have been inundated, potentially giving rise to flood narratives passed down through generations, their truths slowly becoming myth. Some researchers have even proposed that these myths might preserve memories of advanced civilizations lost to rising waters. The most famous example, of course, is the story of Atlantis, described by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato as an advanced island nation that in a single day and night of misfortune sank into the sea. While no concrete evidence of Atlantis has been found, the idea of lost civilizations continues to captivate the imagination and drive archaeological investigations. It's a quiet yearning for what might have been a profound connection to the power of the natural world. Importantly, while flood myths are intriguing, they should be approached with scientific skepticism. Many of these stories likely serve as metaphors or moral tales offering profound lessons about human humility and the power of nature, rather than being literal historical accounts. Nevertheless, they continue to provide valuable insights into ancient cultures and their understanding of the world, as well as inspiration for ongoing research into human prehistory and the immense geological events that may have shaped our ancestors' experiences. The quiet power of water, both as a source of life and a force of destruction, echoes through these timeless tales. And what of the legendary creatures that inhabit these ancient stories? Many have roots not just in pure fantasy, but in human attempts to explain natural phenomena, or even in the discovery of ancient fossils. Dragons, for instance. Those magnificent fire-breathing beasts may have originated from early human encounters with large predators, or more intriguingly, from fossils of extinct creatures. Imagine ancient people stumbling upon dinosaur bones, colossal and mysterious, far larger than any living animal they knew. They might have pieced together imaginary beasts, combining features from various species, weaving a narrative around the silent, stony remnants, to create the dragon myth, a powerful symbol of awe and fear. The concept of giants, immense humanoid figures, likely stems from similar origins. Discoveries of mammoth or mastodon bones, significantly larger than any known human or animal, could have sparked tales of humanoid creatures of immense size, a silent whisper of colossal beings once roaming the earth. In some cases, these stories might even have been fueled by rare medical conditions like gigantism, where individuals grow to exceptional heights due to hormonal abnormalities, creating a living legend. Interestingly, some animals that seem mythical do indeed exist. The Komodo dragon, while not fire-breathing, is a massive lizard that can grow up to 10 feet long, a living embodiment of reptilian power. The giant squid, long thought to be a sea monster of legend, has been confirmed to reach lengths of up to 43 feet, its immense form a silent terror in the deep. These real creatures demonstrate how truth can sometimes rival fiction in the natural world, blurring the lines between what we imagine and what truly exists. While many legendary creatures remain firmly in the realm of myth, they often reflect human curiosity about the unknown and our attempts to make sense of a complex and sometimes frightening world. Science continues to uncover new species and explain natural phenomena, sometimes revealing that truth is just as fascinating as legend. A quiet testament to the boundless wonders of our world. Let us now gently venture into the most abstract realms of possibility, where the very fabric of reality can be questioned. Theories of parallel universes and ancient advanced civilizations might seem unrelated at first glance, like two distant stars in a vast cosmos. But they intersect in fascinating ways, opening up new avenues for quiet contemplation. Parallel universe theories suggest the existence of multiple realities beyond our own, each potentially governed by different physical laws or historical outcomes. This concept opens up intriguing possibilities when considering ancient civilizations. Some researchers speculate that if parallel universes exist, there could be alternate versions of Earth where ancient civilizations developed advanced technologies far beyond what we know from our historical record. These hypothetical societies might have harnessed energy sources or mastered space travel in ways we can only imagine, living out their complex lives in a different dimension of reality. Their silent presence forever beyond our reach. The idea of ancient advanced civilizations on our own Earth, often referred to as out-of-place artifacts, or the ancient astronaut theory, proposes that sophisticated societies existed in our distant past, but left little trace. Parallel universe theories add a new dimension to this concept, suggesting that such civilizations might have existed not just in our past, but in alternate realities where their stories unfolded in ways we can only dream. While these ideas remain firmly in the realm of speculation, they encourage us to think critically about our understanding of history and the very nature of reality itself. They remind us that our knowledge is limited, like a tiny lamp in a vast darkness, and that the universe may be far more complex and mysterious than we currently comprehend. It's a beautiful thought, a gentle invitation to embrace the boundless depths of the unknown and to find a quiet sense of wonder in the sheer possibility of it all. Let us now gently consider concepts that stretch the very fabric of our understanding of time, venturing into realms that feel more like poetry than physics, yet hold a quiet fascination. Time anomalies, while fascinating to contemplate, remain firmly in the realm of science fiction rather than scientific fact. However, the concept does gently prompt us to examine how we interpret archaeological findings and historical knowledge, how we read the silent, fragmented pages of the past. Many artifacts or examples of knowledge that seem out of place for their time period often have more mundane yet still remarkable explanations. These can include misinterpretation of evidence where our modern eyes see something different from what was truly there, contamination of archaeological sites where later objects get mixed with older ones, or simply gaps in our understanding of ancient technological capabilities where our ancestors were simply far cleverer than we give them credit for. For instance, the famous Antikythera mechanism, that intricate ancient Greek analog computer, initially seemed far too advanced for its time, a sudden burst of brilliance. Yet further research revealed that it was a culmination of existing mathematical and engineering knowledge showcasing the profound ingenuity of ancient civilizations rather than evidence of time travel or anachronistic technology. It was a peak of existing knowledge, not a leap from the future. In some cases, what appears to be advanced knowledge in ancient times can be attributed to independent discovery where different cultures arrived at similar insights without contact. Cultural exchange where ideas traveled slowly across vast distances like quiet whispers, or lost technologies that were later rediscovered where a brilliant innovation simply faded from memory for a time only to be found anew. The scientific method, in its gentle yet persistent way, encourages us to seek the most plausible explanations based on available evidence rather than jumping to extraordinary conclusions that lack supporting data. It is a quiet discipline, a patient pursuit of truth. Now let us delve into the realm of theoretical physics, where the very nature of time and space can be bent and reshaped in the mind's eye. The concept of temporally displaced civilizations touches on fascinating areas of theoretical physics and cosmology, pushing the boundaries of what we can even imagine. One principle that could potentially allow for such civilizations, for a species to perhaps step out of its own time, is the idea of closed, time-like curves. This is a theoretical solution to Einstein's field equations of general relativity, a profound mathematical possibility. These curves would theoretically allow for loops in space-time, enabling matter or information to travel backward in time, creating a kind of cosmic circle where cause and effect could become intertwined. Imagine a river that flows back upon itself, its water returning to its source. Another relevant principle, one of the most mind-bending ideas in quantum mechanics, is the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics. This theory suggests that every quantum event creates a branching of reality, like a tree constantly splitting into new limbs. In this view, all possible alternate histories and futures are real, each representing an actual world or parallel universe. In this framework, civilizations might exist in different temporal states across various parallel timelines, their stories unfolding simultaneously in countless unseen realities. Wormholes. Those hypothetical topological features of space-time could also play a role acting as cosmic shortcuts. If traversable wormholes exist, they might connect two different points in space-time, potentially allowing civilizations to exist in different temporal locations, leaping across time as easily as they might cross space. However, maintaining such wormholes would require exotic matter with negative energy density, a substance that has not been observed in our universe, making this a very distant dream. Lastly, the concept of time dilation in special relativity could lead to effective temporal displacement. A civilization traveling at speeds approaching that of light would experience time much more slowly than stationary observers, resulting in a form of time travel into the future, while not strictly creating temporally displaced civilizations in the sense of going backward. This effect could result in civilizations existing at vastly different points along the cosmic timeline, witnessing eons pass in what feels like moments. It's a quiet reminder of how fluid and relative time can be, building upon the idea of branching realities. Multiverse theories propose the existence of multiple universes beyond our own, each potentially governed by different physical laws and constants. Imagine our universe as a single bubble in a vast, infinite ocean of bubbles, each one a different reality. In this vast landscape of possibilities, alternative evolutionary paths become not just plausible, but likely like countless different flowers blooming in an endless garden. Consider our own universe where the delicate balance of physical constants, the strength of gravity, the properties of fundamental particles allows for the formation of complex structures, like atoms, stars, and ultimately life. This balance is a quiet miracle. In other universes within the multiverse, these constants might differ slightly or dramatically, leading to wildly different outcomes for the development of matter and energy. Some of these alternate universes might foster conditions where life evolves along entirely different chemical pathways, perhaps based on substances we can barely conceive. For instance, in a universe with different carbon chemistry, life might be based on silicon instead of carbon-creating beings that defy our every expectation. Other universes might see the emergence of life forms that are completely alien to our understanding, perhaps existing as patterns of energy or within exotic states of matter. The multiverse concept also allows for universes where evolutionary processes occur at vastly different rates or scales. Imagine a universe where time flows differently, resulting in billions of years of evolution occurring in what we would perceive as mere moments. These varied evolutionary paths across the multiverse showcase the incredible diversity and adaptability of life, even in its most hypothetical forms. It's a profound thought, suggesting that the universe in its boundless mystery might be far more populated with astonishing forms of life than we could ever dream. Now let us return to the tantalizing dream of time travel, a concept that remains a fascinating subject in both science fiction and theoretical physics. While our current understanding of physics doesn't definitively rule out the possibility entirely, it presents significant challenges that even an advanced civilization might struggle to overcome, like trying to swim upstream against an impossible current. One of the main hurdles for backwards time travel is the grandfather paradox, where changing the past could create logical inconsistencies. Imagine going back in time to prevent your own existence. How could you then go back in time? Some scientists propose that if time travel were possible, it might follow the Novikov self-consistency principle, which suggests that any actions taken by time travelers would already be part of the timeline preventing paradoxes. It's a quiet, self-correcting universe. However, the energy requirements for time travel would likely be astronomical, far beyond anything we can currently comprehend. Theoretical time machines, such as those using wormholes or cosmic strings, would require exotic forms of matter or energy that might not exist or be impossible to harness even for highly advanced civilizations. It's a distant dream requiring a mastery of the universe far beyond our own. If advanced civilizations have indeed mastered time travel, their absence in our timeline could be explained by strict non-interference policies similar to the Prime Directive in science fiction, where they choose to observe without interacting like silent guardians. Alternatively, they might be present but undetectable to us, operating on frequencies or in dimensions beyond our current perception. Ultimately, the question of time travel remains open, a quiet mystery continuing to challenge our understanding of the universe and the fundamental nature of time itself. Building on the strange and beautiful world of quantum mechanics, quantum physics introduces fascinating possibilities when considering alternative historical timelines. At the quantum level, particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously, a phenomenon known as superposition. This concept has led some theorists to propose the idea of a quantum multiverse where different timelines or realities might coexist, like countless versions of a story being told at once. The many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics proposed by Hugh Everett suggests that every quantum event creates a branching of reality. In this view, all possible alternate histories and futures are real, with each representing an actual world or parallel universe. This interpretation could imply the existence of countless alternative historical timelines, each diverging at points where quantum events could have different outcomes, creating an infinite tree of possibilities. Quantum entanglement. Another key principle in quantum physics might also play a role in these theories. It describes how particles can be connected in such a way that the quantum state of each particle cannot be described independently, even when separated by large distances. Some speculate that this phenomenon could allow for subtle interactions between different timelines or universes, a quiet, almost imperceptible whisper across the veil of reality. While these ideas are undeniably intriguing, it is important to note that they remain highly speculative and are not widely accepted in the scientific community. The application of quantum principles to macroscopic events, like historical timelines, faces significant challenges in terms of evidence and testability. Nevertheless, quantum physics continues to inspire new ways of thinking about the nature of reality and the boundless possibilities of alternative histories, inviting us to contemplate a universe far stranger and more beautiful than we could ever have imagined. Now let us ponder a concept found deeply woven into the spiritual fabric of many ancient cultures, the concept of cyclical time. This notion, found in various cultures around the world, presents an intriguing parallel to the idea of recurring advanced civilizations, like a grand cosmic rhythm repeating itself over eons. This suggests that history and cosmic events repeat in grand cycles, rather than progressing in a straight linear fashion. When applied to the possibility of advanced civilizations, it opens up fascinating scenarios. Imagine a universe where intelligent life evolves, flourishes, reaches a peak of complexity, and then faces extinction only for the cycle to begin anew. This pattern could theoretically occur on a single planet, with civilizations rising and falling over millions of years like waves upon a shore. Or it could occur on a cosmic scale, with different worlds taking turns as hosts to advanced species, a grand silent relay race of intelligence. Some scientists have proposed that our universe might undergo cycles of expansion and contraction, known as the Big Bounce theory. If true, this could provide a mechanism for truly cosmic cycles of civilization, with intelligent life emerging in each new iteration of the universe. Each cycle could potentially last billions of years, allowing ample time for multiple civilizations to rise and fall their stories, playing out on the grand stage of an ever-restarting cosmos. The cyclical view also raises profound questions about the nature of progress and knowledge. Would each civilization have to rediscover scientific principles from scratch, or could some information, some echo of wisdom survive, the cycle passed down in subtle, almost imperceptible ways? The answers to these questions could dramatically shape our understanding of our place in the universe and the profound potential for long-term survival of intelligent life. It's a quiet, humbling thought, inviting us to see ourselves as part of a much larger recurring pattern, a silent cosmic dance of birth, death, and rebirth. Let us now conclude our gentle journey through the vastness of time and the mysteries of forgotten worlds, bringing our thoughts to rest on the profound question of how civilizations, even advanced ones, might ultimately fade from existence. Numerous cataclysmic events could potentially obliterate all traces of an advanced civilization, leaving behind little more than silent dust. A global nuclear war stands out as a particularly devastating scenario, a self-inflicted wound upon a planet. The immense destructive power of thermonuclear weapons, combined with the long-lasting invisible effects of radioactive fallout, could annihilate cities, crumble infrastructure, and even alter the planet's climate itself. The ensuing nuclear winter might trigger widespread ecosystem collapse, effectively erasing most signs of human achievement, turning towering structures into mere rubble and then into dust. Massive geological events. The deep, slow breathing of the Earth pose another significant threat. A supervolcano eruption, like the one lying dormant beneath Yellowstone National Park, could blanket vast areas in thick ash, suffocate cities, and plunge the world into a prolonged volcanic winter. This extended period of global cooling would devastate agriculture and potentially lead to the collapse of civilization. As we know it, a quiet, suffocating end. From beyond our planet, cosmic calamities loom as potential civilization enders. An impact event involving a large asteroid or comet could unleash energy equivalent to millions of nuclear bombs, causing global firestorms, tsunamis that swallow continents, and drastic climate change. Such an event, similar to the one that likely led to the extinction of the dinosaurs, could wipe out most life on Earth, including any advanced societies, leaving behind only a scarred, silent world. Lastly, a nearby gamma ray burst, one of the most energetic events in the universe, could strip away Earth's protective ozone layer if directed at our planet. This would expose the surface to deadly levels of solar radiation, potentially causing mass extinctions and destroying many materials that serve as evidence of civilization. While some traces might survive these events, the combination of immediate destruction and long-term environmental changes could effectively erase most signs of an advanced society's existence, leaving behind only the planet's deep, quiet memory. Scientists, in their patient pursuit of understanding, employ a variety of ingenious methods to study the effects of major impacts on Earth's history. These are the quiet detectives of cosmic violence. One key approach involves analyzing impact craters both on Earth and other celestial bodies. By examining the size, shape, and composition of these craters, researchers can deduce information about the impactor, the cosmic projectile, and the immense energy released during the collision. Each crater is a silent, ancient scar. Geological evidence plays a crucial role in understanding past impacts. Scientists search for and analyze specific minerals and rock formations that form under the extreme pressures and temperatures associated with large impacts. These include shocked quartz, tiny crystals bearing the silent imprint of immense pressure tektites, glassy fragments formed from molten rock flung into the atmosphere, and iridium-rich layers in the Earth's crust, a thin, telltale stripe of an extraterrestrial element. The presence and distribution of these materials can provide invaluable insights into the timing and scale of ancient impact events, like reading a subtle chemical signature in the Earth's deep diary. Advanced dating techniques are essential for placing impact events in the context of Earth's vast history. Methods such as radiometric dating allow scientists to determine the age of impact-related materials with remarkable precision. This information helps researchers correlate impact events with other geological and biological changes observed in the fossil record, weaving together a more complete tapestry of our planet's past. Computer simulations and modeling have become increasingly important tools for studying major impacts. By inputting data about the size, composition, and velocity of potential impactors, scientists can create detailed models of how these events might have affected Earth's atmosphere, climate, and biosphere. These simulations help researchers better understand the long-term consequences of major impacts and their profound role in shaping Earth's evolutionary history. It's a quiet, digital recreation of cosmic catastrophe, allowing us to learn from the silent, ancient wounds of our world. Let us now contemplate one of the most powerful and enigmatic phenomena in the cosmos: gamma ray bursts. These are among the most powerful explosions in the universe, capable of releasing as much energy in a few seconds as our sun will emit in its entire lifetime. Imagine a cosmic flash so intense it could illuminate a galaxy. These intense bursts of high-energy radiation could indeed pose a significant threat to life on any planet unfortunate enough to be in their direct path. If an advanced alien civilization existed in our galaxy long ago, it is conceivable that a nearby gamma-ray burst could have had catastrophic consequences for their world. The intense radiation from such an event could strip away a planet's ozone layer, leaving the surface exposed to harmful ultraviolet radiation from its parent star. This could lead to widespread extinction of plant and animal life, disrupting entire ecosystems and potentially collapsing even a technologically advanced society. It's a quiet, instantaneous cosmic devastation. However, it is important to note that gamma-ray bursts are extremely rare events, and the likelihood of one occurring close enough to affect life on a specific planet is very low. The cosmos is vast, and such destructive events are often far removed from the gentle dance of life. Other cosmic events, such as nearby supernovae or extreme solar flares, could also pose threats to life, but their effects would generally be less severe than those of a gamma-ray burst. While the idea of an ancient advanced species being wiped out by a cosmic catastrophe is intriguing and touches a chord of cosmic fragility, we currently have no evidence of such an event occurring in our galaxy. The search for signs of past or present extraterrestrial civilizations continues. But for now, this scenario remains in the realm of gentle speculation, a beautiful star-lit what if. Throughout Earth's history, as we have explored, there have been several major events that could have dramatically impacted human civilization or its precursors, serving as silent, profound resets. One of the most significant is the Toba supervolcano eruption, which occurred approximately 75,000 years ago. This massive eruption is believed to have caused a global volcanic winter, a period of chilling darkness, potentially reducing the human population to a few thousand individuals. Such a catastrophic event could have easily wiped out any early civilizations, leaving little trace for us to find today, their whispers lost in the ash. Another piece of evidence comes from the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis. This theory suggests that a comet or asteroid struck North America around 12,800 years ago, causing rapid climate change and mass extinctions. Proponents argue that this event could have led to the collapse of early human societies and the loss of advanced knowledge, pushing humanity back into a more primitive state. Geological records also show evidence of massive floods that could have inspired the flood myths found in many cultures around the world. The flooding of the Black Sea Basin around 5600 BCE is one such event that might have had far-reaching consequences for early civilizations in the region, turning thriving communities into submerged legends. While these events provide tantalizing hints of past cataclysms, it is important to note that concrete evidence of advanced civilizations being completely reset remains elusive. The search continues as scientists and archaeologists work to uncover more clues about our distant past and the profound catastrophes that may have shaped human history, leaving behind only the faintest, most persistent whispers. Let us now consider the quiet resilience of life and the astonishing ability of a society to rebuild after immense devastation. The speed of rebuilding after a catastrophic event would depend greatly on the nature and scale of the disaster, as well as the technological capabilities and resources available to the society. An advanced civilization with robust infrastructure and advanced technology might recover much faster than we might expect based on historical examples. In the best-case scenario, with preparation and resilient systems in place, an advanced society could potentially restore basic services and begin rebuilding within weeks or months. Critical infrastructure like power, water, and communication networks could be quickly repaired or replaced, using automated systems and advanced materials, almost as if the civilization could heal itself. However, full recovery would likely take years, even for a highly advanced civilization. Rebuilding entire cities, restoring complex ecosystems, and addressing the long-term impacts of the catastrophe would require sustained effort. The psychological toll on the population would also need to be considered, as trauma and societal disruption could quietly slow the rebuilding process. Ultimately, the key to rapid recovery would lie in the resilience and adaptability of the society. advanced artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, and sustainable energy systems could dramatically accelerate the rebuilding process compared to our current capabilities. But even with such technology, the path to full recovery would be a complex and time-consuming journey, a quiet, patient act of renewal. Supervolcanoes have been significant players in Earth's long history, profoundly influencing our planet's climate and habitability. These massive geological features have erupted with such force and scale that they've altered global temperatures and atmospheric composition, leading to extended periods of cooling and environmental change. When supervolcanoes erupt, they release enormous quantities of ash gases and aerosols into the atmosphere. This material can block sunlight, causing global temperatures to drop dramatically. Such cooling events have triggered what scientists call volcanic winters, which can last for years or even decades. These periods of reduced temperatures have reshaped ecosystems, influenced evolution, and even contributed to mass extinctions, proving that the very breath of the Earth can be both life-giving and devastating. However, supervolcanoes have also played a role in enhancing Earth's habitability over long timescales. The gases and minerals they release can eventually lead to increased carbon dioxide levels, promoting a greenhouse effect that gently warms the planet. This warming has been crucial during Earth's recovery from extreme ice ages, helping to create more temperate conditions conducive to life. Furthermore, volcanic activity has been essential in recycling nutrients and minerals back to the Earth's surface. This process has enriched soils and oceans, providing the building blocks for diverse ecosystems to thrive. The interplay between supervolcanic eruptions, climate fluctuations, and nutrient cycling has been a driving force in shaping the habitable periods of our planet's history, a quiet, profound dance of fire and life. Scientists, with their quiet, meticulous dedication, employ sophisticated computer simulations and mathematical models to assess the potential impacts of doomsday scenarios on human civilization. These models integrate data from various scientific disciplines, including climatology, ecology, sociology, and economics, to create comprehensive projections of how catastrophic events might unfold. Each variable, each data point, is a piece of a vast, complex puzzle. One common approach involves creating detailed virtual representations of Earth's systems, including atmosphere, oceans, and land masses. Scientists then introduce simulated catastrophic events, such as massive asteroid impacts or sudden climate shifts, into these models. By running numerous iterations with different variables, they can analyze how these events might affect global temperatures, weather patterns, food production, and other critical factors, observing the silent digital unfolding of potential futures. Another crucial aspect of doomsday modeling involves studying historical data from past catastrophes, such as major volcanic eruptions or pandemics. This information helps researchers calibrate their models and make more accurate predictions about how modern society might respond to similar events. They also consider current technological capabilities, global interconnectedness, and societal structures to estimate resilience and recovery potential, a quiet assessment of our own fragility and strength. Importantly, these models do not aim to predict the future with certainty, but rather to identify potential vulnerabilities and inform preparedness strategies. By understanding the possible consequences of various doomsday scenarios, scientists and policymakers can work to develop more effective mitigation and adaptation plans, potentially safeguarding humanity against existential threats. Let us now turn our final gaze to the enduring legacy of ancient ingenuity, etched in stone and woven into the very fabric of their creations. Archaeologists have unearthed several intriguing materials at ancient sites that continue to puzzle experts, silent testaments to forgotten knowledge. One such enigmatic substance is Damascus steel, renowned for its distinctive wavy pattern and exceptional strength. This legendary metal was used to forge swords of unparalleled quality, but the exact technique for its creation has been lost to time, a secret whispered away by the centuries. Another perplexing discovery is Roman concrete, which has withstood the test of time far better than its modern counterpart. Despite centuries of exposure to seawater and harsh weather, many ancient Roman structures remain intact, showcasing the astonishing durability of this mysterious material. Scientists are still working to unravel the secrets of its composition and production methods, patiently seeking to rediscover its silent wisdom. In South America, researchers have found evidence of an unknown substance used in Incan stone construction. This material, often referred to as Incan cement, allowed massive stone blocks to fit together with astonishing precision, creating structures that have endured earthquakes and other natural disasters for centuries, their silent strength defying the ravages of time. Lastly, the presence of flexible glass in ancient Egypt has baffled historians and material scientists alike. According to historical accounts, this malleable glass could be bent without breaking a property that defies our current understanding of glass technology. While no physical evidence of this material has been found, its mention in multiple ancient texts continues to intrigue researchers and fuel ongoing investigations into lost ancient technologies. The precision and durability of ancient structures continue to astound archaeologists and engineers alike. These remarkable feats of construction, some of which have endured for thousands of years, can be attributed to several key factors. First, ancient builders often employed sophisticated engineering techniques that were far ahead of their time. For instance, the ancient Egyptians used advanced surveying and leveling methods to achieve near-perfect alignment in their pyramids. They also developed specialized tools and equipment to cut, transport, and place massive stone blocks with incredible accuracy. The choice of materials played a crucial role in the longevity of these structures. Many ancient civilizations used high-quality durable materials such as granite, limestone, and marble. These materials were often selected for their strength and resistance to weathering. In some cases, builders even created their own advanced materials, such as Roman concrete, which has proven more durable than many modern counterparts. Furthermore, the design principles employed in these ancient structures contributed to their longevity. Many incorporated features like corbelled arches, load-bearing walls, and precise, interlocking stone blocks that distributed weight evenly and increased structural stability. These design elements allowed the buildings to withstand earthquakes, floods, and other natural disasters that would have destroyed less robust structures. While ancient civilizations made remarkable technological advancements, the idea that they developed materials superior to our modern equivalents is not supported by scientific evidence. Ancient peoples certainly created impressive materials and technologies for their time, but our understanding of material science has advanced significantly since then. Today, we have a deep understanding of atomic and molecular structures, allowing us to engineer materials at the nanoscale. We can create substances with precise properties, such as carbon fiber composites, that are stronger and lighter than any ancient material. Our modern alloys, ceramics, and polymers far surpass the capabilities of materials available to ancient civilizations. The perception of ancient superiority often stems from survivorship bias, where only the most durable ancient artifacts have survived to the present day. This can create a false impression of widespread advanced technology. In reality, our modern materials are more versatile, consistent, and capable of meeting a wider range of needs than anything available in ancient times. Let us briefly consider the subtle, ingenious ways our ancestors might have worked with stone. Several intriguing theories have emerged to explain how ancient civilizations constructed massive megalithic structures without modern technology. One prominent idea suggests the use of sophisticated levers and ramps to move and position enormous stone blocks. Proponents argue that these simple machines, when used skillfully and with immense collective effort, could have allowed relatively small groups of workers to maneuver stones weighing many tons. Another theory proposes that ancient builders might have used a form of concrete or artificial stone. This concept suggests that rather than quarrying and transporting massive blocks, some megalithic structures could have been cast in place using a mixture of limestone and other locally available materials. This method would have significantly reduced the labor required for construction. Some researchers have also explored the possibility of acoustic levitation, theorizing that ancient civilizations might have discovered ways to use sound waves to reduce the effective weight of heavy stones. While this idea remains highly speculative, it highlights the ongoing mystery surrounding these incredible structures. More conventional explanations focus on the ingenuity of ancient engineers in using sleds rollers and well-organized labor forces. These theories emphasize the remarkable planning and social organization required to complete such monumental projects, a quiet testament to collective human power. Scientists, in their meticulous work, employ a range of sophisticated techniques to analyze the composition of ancient materials. One widely used method is spectroscopy, which examines how matter interacts with electromagnetic radiation. By studying the unique spectral signatures of different elements and compounds, researchers can identify the specific components present in a sample without destroying it. Another powerful tool is mass spectrometry, which separates ions based on their mass-to-charge ratio. This technique allows scientists to determine the elemental and isotopic composition of ancient materials, with remarkable precision shedding light on their origins and processes. X-ray fluorescence is yet another valuable technique. When bombarded with high-energy X-rays, atoms in a sample emit characteristic secondary X-rays. By analyzing these emissions, scientists can identify and quantify the elements present in ancient materials. Microscopy also plays a crucial role. Advanced electron microscopes can reveal the microstructure and elemental distribution within ancient samples, providing insights into their formation and history. These methods, combined with careful interpretation and contextual understanding, allow scientists to unlock the secrets hidden within ancient materials, shedding light on past civilizations, geological processes, and even the early history of our planet. Indeed, archaeological discoveries have revealed surprising sophistication in ancient metallurgy and chemistry, gently challenging our assumptions about early technological capabilities. In ancient Egypt, metalworkers were crafting intricate gold objects with remarkable precision as far back as 3,000 years ago. They developed techniques for alloying and working with various metals, including copper, bronze, and later iron. The famous Damascus steel produced in the Middle East from around 1,000 years ago demonstrated advanced metallurgical knowledge. This steel, known for its distinctive wavy pattern and exceptional strength, involved complex forging and heat treatment processes that metallurgists are still working to fully understand today. In South America, pre-Columbian civilizations like the Incas showed mastery of advanced metallurgical techniques. They created alloys of gold and platinum, a feat that requires extremely high temperatures, which was thought to be beyond their technological means. This suggests they possessed sophisticated knowledge of metals and heat manipulation. Ancient chemistry is evident in the production of vibrant, long-lasting dyes and pigments, some of which have retained their color for thousands of years. The famous Egyptian blue pigment, for instance, was a complex synthetic material created through a multi-step chemical process. These examples highlight that our ancestors possessed far more advanced scientific and technological knowledge than we often give them credit for. While nanotechnology is often considered a modern scientific field, the concept of manipulating matter at the atomic and molecular scale has intriguing connections to ancient practices. Some researchers have found evidence suggesting that certain ancient civilizations may have unknowingly utilized nanotechnology in their craftsmanship. One fascinating example comes from the famous Damascus steel. Recent studies have revealed that this legendary metal contained carbon nanotubes and nanowires, which contributed to its exceptional properties. The ancient smiths who forged Damascus steel were unaware of the nanoscale structures they were creating, yet they had developed a process that produced these advanced materials. Another instance of potential ancient nanotechnology can be found in Roman glasswork. The Lycurgus cup, a 4th century artifact, displays an unusual optical effect. It appears green when lit from the outside, but glows red when illuminated from within. Scientists have discovered that this effect is due to the presence of tiny gold and silver nanoparticles embedded in the glass. The Roman artisans had inadvertently created a nanocomposite material, though they lacked the scientific understanding of their achievement. These examples demonstrate that while ancient civilizations did not possess the knowledge or tools to intentionally work at the nanoscale, they sometimes stumbled upon nanotechnology through trial and error in their craftsmanship. This unexpected connection between ancient practices and modern science highlights the ingenuity of our ancestors and the complex nature of materials they worked with, even without a full understanding of the underlying principles. Throughout history, ancient civilizations have left behind intriguing artifacts and structures that some researchers believe may contain hidden messages or advanced knowledge. The Antikythera mechanism discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of Greece is one such example. This complex bronze device, dating back to around 150 to 100 BCE, appears to be an ancient analog computer used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses. Its sophistication has led some to speculate that it might encode additional information about ancient Greek knowledge of the cosmos. In Egypt, the Great Pyramid of Giza continues to captivate researchers with its precise construction and alignment. Some theories suggest that its dimensions and placement encode mathematical constants or astronomical information. The pyramid's alignment with true north, accurate to within a fraction of a degree, has sparked debates about the advanced knowledge possessed by its builders. The Nazca lines in Peru present another enigma. These enormous geoglyphs, only fully visible from the air, depict various animals, plants, and geometric shapes. Some researchers have proposed that these lines might represent star constellations or serve as a form of communication with celestial beings, though these ideas remain highly speculative. In Central America, the Maya civilization left behind complex hieroglyphic writings and astronomical tables. While many of these have been deciphered, some scholars believe certain texts may contain additional layers of meaning or encoded information about Maya cosmology and mathematical knowledge that we have yet to fully understand. Researchers employ a variety of techniques to decipher and interpret potential ancient codes or languages. One key approach is comparative analysis, where experts examine known languages and writing systems from similar time periods or geographical regions to identify patterns and similarities. This method helped unlock the secrets of Egyptian hieroglyphs through the discovery of the Rosetta Stone, which contained the same text in 3 different scripts. Linguistic analysis plays a crucial role in decoding ancient texts. Researchers study the structure, grammar, and syntax of the unknown language, looking for recurring elements that might represent common words, prefixes, or suffixes. They also analyze the frequency and distribution of symbols or characters, which can provide clues about the nature of the writing system. Context is another vital tool. Archaeologists and historians consider the cultural, historical, and geographical context in which the text was created. This information can offer insights into the possible content and purpose of the writing. Advanced technologies have revolutionized the field of ancient language decipherment. Computer algorithms can now process vast amounts of data, identifying patterns and connections that might elude human observers. These tools, combined with the expertise of linguists, archaeologists, and other specialists, are continually expanding our ability to unlock the secrets of long-lost languages and codes. Ancient civilizations have indeed left behind structures and artifacts that serve as unintentional time capsules, preserving information about their cultures, technologies, and ways of life. However, the concept of intentional time capsules as we understand them today is relatively modern. That being said, some ancient structures and artifacts do show evidence of deliberate preservation for future generations. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for instance, contains sealed chambers with boat's food and other items meant to serve the pharaoh in the afterlife. While not intended as a time capsule in the modern sense, these chambers have provided invaluable insights into ancient Egyptian culture and technology. Similarly, the Dead Sea Scrolls discovered in the mid-20th century were carefully preserved in sealed jars within caves. Some scholars believe these texts were intentionally hidden to protect them from destruction, effectively creating a time capsule of ancient Jewish and early Christian writings. In a broader sense, many ancient monuments and structures can be seen as messages to future generations, encoding information about their builders' beliefs, knowledge, and achievements. The challenge lies in deciphering these messages and understanding the intentions behind them, as our modern perspective may differ greatly from the worldview of those who created these enduring legacies. Advanced civilizations seeking to communicate across immense spans of time would need to employ methods that can withstand the ravages of cosmic change. One approach might be to encode messages in extremely long-lived physical structures. Imagine monumental artifacts constructed from durable materials like certain ceramics or synthetic diamonds designed to persist for millions or even billions of years. Silent beacons across the ages. These civilizations might also harness the power of stars to broadcast their legacy. By carefully manipulating the chemical composition of a star's outer layers, they could create distinctive spectral signatures that would be detectable by distant observers for billions of years. This stellar modification could serve as a cosmic lighthouse signaling the existence of an advanced civilization long after it has vanished. Another intriguing possibility is the use of self-replicating probes. These sophisticated machines could be programmed to explore the galaxy, create copies of themselves, and carry messages across vast distances and timescales. As they spread throughout space, they would form a vast network capable of preserving and transmitting information over eons. Perhaps the most ambitious method would involve manipulating the very fabric of space-time. Theoretical concepts like traversable wormholes or cosmic strings could potentially allow information to be sent backward in time or preserved in stable configurations outside the normal flow of time. While highly speculative, such methods might offer a way to bridge even the most extreme temporal gulfs, whispering secrets across the eons. Distinguishing between natural patterns and potentially meaningful designs in ancient artifacts requires a combination of scientific analysis and archaeological expertise. Researchers employ various techniques to determine if markings or shapes on artifacts are intentional or simply the result of natural processes. One key approach involves examining the regularity and repetition of patterns. Natural weathering or erosion typically produces random, irregular marks, while human-made designs often show consistent spacing symmetry or repeated motifs. Scientists use advanced imaging technologies like 3D scanning and microscopic analysis to detect subtle details that might indicate deliberate creation. Context also plays a crucial role. Archaeologists consider the artifact's location, age, and cultural background. If similar designs appear on multiple objects from the same time period or region, it strengthens the case for intentional creation. Additionally, researchers compare the artifact to known examples of art or writing from the same culture to identify potential similarities or symbolic meanings. Experimental archaeology, where researchers attempt to recreate ancient techniques, can provide insights into how certain patterns might have been produced. This hands-on approach helps distinguish between marks that could occur naturally and those requiring human intervention. By combining these methods, scientists can build a strong case for whether an artifact bears meaningful designs or simply natural patterns. Cryptography plays a crucial role in analyzing potential ancient messages, serving as a bridge between the past and our modern understanding. When scientists encounter symbols or patterns that seem to carry meaning but are not immediately decipherable, they turn to cryptographic techniques to unlock these secrets. One key application of cryptography in this field is frequency analysis. This method examines the occurrence of different symbols or characters in a message comparing them to known language patterns. For ancient scripts or potential extraterrestrial messages, this technique can provide insights into the structure and possible meaning of the text. Cryptographers also use pattern recognition algorithms to identify repeating sequences or structures within ancient texts or signals. These patterns might indicate words, phrases, or grammatical rules offering clues about the underlying language or code. Additionally, cryptographic approaches help in testing hypotheses about the nature of the message, allowing researchers to systematically explore different interpretations and decoding methods. Furthermore, modern cryptographic tools aid in the preservation and analysis of fragmented or damaged texts. By applying advanced algorithms, researchers can sometimes reconstruct missing parts of a message or clarify obscured sections, providing a more complete picture for analysis. This intersection of ancient mysteries and cutting-edge technology demonstrates how cryptography continues to be an invaluable tool in unraveling the enigmas of the past and potentially decoding messages from beyond our world. The possibility of overlooking messages from past civilizations is a tantalizing concept that continues to intrigue scientists and researchers. As we explore our planet and the cosmos, we must consider that evidence of ancient advanced societies might be hiding in plain sight, waiting to be deciphered. One intriguing area of study is the examination of ancient structures and artifacts. Some researchers propose that certain archaeological sites, like the pyramids of Giza or the Nazca lines in Peru, could contain encoded information or serve as markers for future generations. These theories suggest that past civilizations might have left behind complex mathematical or astronomical data within the very architecture of their monuments. Another avenue of investigation focuses on potential extraterrestrial messages. Scientists have long searched for signals from space that could indicate intelligent life. However, it is possible that we have already received such messages, but lack the technological sophistication or proper context to recognize them. Some researchers speculate that natural phenomena such as pulsars or even the cosmic microwave background could potentially contain embedded information from advanced civilizations. The challenge lies in our ability to recognize and interpret potential messages. Our own biases and limitations in scientific understanding might prevent us from seeing patterns or signals that are right before our eyes. As our knowledge and technology continue to advance, we may yet uncover hidden messages from past civilizations, both terrestrial and extraterrestrial, that have been patiently waiting for us to discover them. And so, as the quiet of the night deepens, we conclude our gentle journey through the whispers of forgotten worlds and the vast, beautiful mysteries of time. We have tiptoed through the definitions of civilization, peered into the silent archives of geological history, and mused on the ancient dreams of dinosaurs. We have marveled at the ingenuity of our ancestors, debated the intriguing possibilities of ancient visitors, and contemplated the profound power of nature to reshape all things. The questions we explored tonight, those vast, luminous what-ifs, do not always have easy answers. Indeed, perhaps the most profound wisdom lies not in knowing every secret, but in learning to sit comfortably with the unknown. The universe, in its boundless generosity, offers us not just facts, but endless avenues for wonder. The silence that stretches before us, and the silence that echoes behind us, is filled with untold stories. We are but a brief shining moment in a cosmic dance that has been unfolding for billions of years, and will continue long after our own last whisper. And perhaps that is the most beautiful truth of all, that to be human in this vast, mysterious cosmos is to be eternally curious, forever humbled, and always gently amazed. Rest now, curious mind. Let the quiet contemplation of these grand ideas settle within you like soft starlight. The universe is a place of endless wonder, and you are a part of it.